What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Albury Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
O&M live on 2AY.
Oh yeah, we're back. We're back at John Flower Oval, Martin Park on a Saturday afternoon. We've got the Panthers warming up to the Pearce Street end and the Bulldogs to the hospital end. I'm here with Brad Freak and Dan Vaccaro. Freaky, what have you got for us?
In this game, just doing the toss at the moment out there at the moment, Lukey, for the captains for either side, and it looks like Ollie Greenhill's one, and the Dogs are going to kick towards the hospital end of the ground.
Yeah, beautiful. Dan, we'll have a look at your stat sheet thanks to 40 Winks this afternoon. Who are we following, young man?
Thank you, Lukey. For Wodonga Bulldogs, we're taking numbers for young Josh Mathy, Noah Bradshaw, who's just been in fantastic form all season, Adam Jorgensen as well, newfound forward maybe in Tom Miller, and Matt Wilson as well. Playing his 50th game for the club, Matt Wilson, who's been an awesome servant for Wodonga these last few seasons. And over for the Lavington Panthers, we're taking Jakey O'Brien's numbers, Ben Ashley Cooper, Tommy Hargrave, young Jack Costello, who's today I reckon is his type of day, young Jack, and Nico Sedgwick back for his first game in a little while as well, Lukey.
Now, Matt Wilson, Freaky, he spent a lot of time back last week. Do you reckon he'll start in the back 50?
It's hard to say, just looking at their teams wanting out there at the moment. You'd like him to be around a little bit more dangerous for the Dogs. He's such a good ball user, and he covers the ground so well for a guy that's like a taller player out there. So I would hope for the Dogs' sake he can get up around the ground and be a little bit more offensively minded than defensively minded. He's just wandering down. Looks like he's sort of wandering down with the defence at the moment. So looks like he's going to play that halfback role again. But it is a something that they can pull when they need to, the Dogs. If they feel like they need a little bit more run around the midfield, they can bring him up into that midfield, which they did late, but it was probably a little bit too late last week, wasn't it, Lukey?
Yeah, it was, Freaky. There's no doubt about that. Rightio, the big rooster, Dan, Tim Osterhoff. Now, it's not the best day for forwards, but how many do you reckon he'll pick up this afternoon?
Well, if Charlie Morrison goes to him on a day like this, it might be a tough old day for the Rooster. But I think the story for the Rooster all year is if his kicking boots are on, he can kick a bag, and if they're not, he might be in a bit of trouble. But I think Charlie Morrison gets the chocolates if he's the one playing on him. Okay, beautiful. Pre-game is done and dusted for Baker Motors. We're at John Flower Oval, Martin Park. It's round 17. The Bulldogs and the Panthers. Freaky, a tip?
Gun the Doggies at home, mate.
Dan?
Yeah, Doggies by 4 or 5 goals, Lukey.
Yeah, and for what it's worth, I'll go with the maroon and white also. So we're perched up at the back of the grandstand. The opening term is for A-grade oils and batteries, and we're about to go. This is it, round 17, and it is the Paws up against the Claws. Nugent and Hannah in the centre of the ground, and Sedgwick got spun around at the bottom of the pack.
Just interestingly, Tommy Hargraves is starting the game on the bench for the Panthers. I would have thought he'd be out there to start the game for them.
Hannah knocked it down. Josh Mathy got a boot to it, holding free kick. And it's going the way of the maroon and white. And Andrews sends it in here, inside 50. Harlan got a fist to it for the Panthers. Comes out the back to Miller, searching for Jet Cassidy. On his right foot, down to the pocket, over a net. And going back was Gaffney, the late inclusion. Jorgensen tries to keep it in. Adam at ground level, spits it out. Gill, left foot. Gee, they're off to a good start. And they're on the steel line scoreboard. 6 plays nil. Ends at Albury time clock. Gee, we must have gone about 60 seconds, Freaky.
Yeah, not long at all there. Just really good work there by Adam Jorgensen down in that forward pocket. Obviously, a little bit dry, as Dan said, to start this game. Obviously, the ball's going to be dry for this first few minutes, and was able just to keep his handle on it, even though he lost his footing, to be able to get the ball out to Riley Gill. And we were just touching on before off air that each time we watch Riley Gill play for the Dogs in the seniors, he just seems to impress week in and week out. And a really, really smart left foot snap there to get the first goal of the game for the Doggies.
Yeah, and I think the big thing and the story for today in that opening 4 minutes, that opening minute it was on show, was the contested ball work from Wodonga. Jorgensen in that forward pocket, and then Josh Mathy and co in the midfield as well. So really superstar by Wodonga.
Yeah, really slow start from the Doggies last week versus the Rovers here at John Flower Oval. Different today. First one's on the board. Cassidy off to Mathy, and here they come again, the Doggies, to the arc of the 50. And Net got a fist to it. Sedgwick through his hands. Ball looks like it's going to be tied up here, and the umpire will take it. On the arc of the 50, Hospital End.
Big hip and shoulder there by Kyle Winter-Irving for the Doggies. All fair, but completely cleaned up Nick Sedgwick as he was coming through.
Brad Freaks, special comments for the Newmarket Hotel this afternoon. Dan Vaccaro here for 40 Winks. Soroczynski hard up against the line here. Ball tapped out of bounds. Good contest between Harland and also Miller.
Yeah, I know we've only been going 2 minutes, but it's a really positive start for Wodonga. First centre clearance to Mathy as well, and then 2 inside 50s already. And Jorgensen and Tom Miller getting their hands on the footy early on the 40 Wing stat sheet as well.
Jack Harlan, so good to see him back into the Panthers lineup. Big sweeping kick from him is Sam Hargrave. Jake O'Brien, usually a very skillful player. That one heading towards the chalk and is out to bounds on the full. So Brody will get it. This is Connor. Right of centre wing, Freaky.
Yeah, the one thing that's noticeable just in that last contest there is the height difference between Tim Oosterhoff and Charlie Morrison. There's a good foot between each of them as Charlie's picking up a free kick here for a push in the back. So if the Panthers can get some quick entry into their forward half, he's going to be dangerous down there.
Charlie Morrison with an entry. Inside 50 here. Rebounds out. Clemson. Off to Leish. Bouncing ball. Bulldogs have it. Here's Liam Andrews again on the left boot. Look at that. High towards the pocket. Now Miller trying to get rid of his man. Comes out the back. Miller goes again. Right foot snap around the body. And it's gone through for one behind. So 7 plays nil here on the Steel Line scoreboard. Dan, we'll go to you for 40 wings.
Well, 4 inside 50 entries in the opening 3.5 minutes for Wodonga. So really dominant display at the moment in this opening quarter.
Haaland again to bring it out, and that is a long kick towards the centre of the ground. Oh, Jack Driscoll over the top. Sedgwick, he goes to ground. Umpire again to take it.
Yeah, really big contest there from Jack Driscoll in the middle of the ground there just to bring the ball to ground because Jackie Yellen was going to make that uncontested there for the Doggies.
Left of the centre, round 17, Nugent. The late inclusion, so Mick Driscoll out for the Bulldogs. And the big out in the ruck. So we see Zach come in the centre of the ground as well. Sam Hargrove tried to get it up. Soroczynski gets it off to Yellen. Then to Morrison. To Matey. This is Josh. To Jack Matey. Now Josh Matey got taken down by Tim Hanna after he got his kick away. So play goes on. They get the advantage. Ball out of bounds in the pocket, Dan.
Yeah, really smart ball used by Wodonga there. Charlie Morrison's just started the game fantastically, looking to get those handball receives from Matey and those smaller players, and they're getting it forward really good. 5 inside 50s for them early.
14.94 2AY. This is O&M Live on a Saturday afternoon. On Miller came down hard over his shoulder, and they're going to get another shot at it, Freaky, from 30 out.
Yeah, he got his head taken off there, didn't he, Tommy Miller? Just really good play by Kyle Winter-Irving there, though. He was able to hold his opponent off in the ruck and just palm it down to him, and Tommy did the right thing, just came through the contest with a lot of speed and just hit the ball hard and, yeah, just copped one pretty high there. So, nice set shot for him. As Dan touched on before, he's been able to find an unlikely goal kicker for the Dogs in the last few weeks, so we're looking to keep that form up here.
Yeah, quiet last week versus the Rovers, but very good versus the Tigers 14 days ago. And he's got that one, Tom. That's a beauty. So 13 plays nil here on the Steel Line scoreboard. The maroon and white up. Ends at Albury time clock has gone 2.5.
Yeah, fantastic finish there by Tommy Miller. And as we touched on just earlier, his game against Albury was a real coming-of-age performance for him as that new sort of found forward and an unlikely goal source, obviously, with the injuries of Spiteri and Redcliffe as well. So what a fantastic start by him. 5 inside 50s for Wodonga. They're really dominating early. 3 disposals for Tom Miller and a goal for him. So he's involved early. Matey in the midfield. He's had his hands on the footy twice as well. And Jorgensen early as well. So positive start for Wodonga.
Time clock's gone 5.5 here. I should have said. Opening term. John Flair Oval, Martin Park. Thanks to Ansett. There's Nugent back in the middle. Ball comes out towards centre wing. And good contest here. Oh, Soroczynski, nice. Came in. And just caused a spillage here from Manor. And then Yellen. He wants the chalk. Nearly got it. O'Brien kept it in. Jack Cassidy. At bootlace level. Now Sam Hargrave. Coming in was Venturoni. Shearer not coming out of there. We've got a stoppage right of centre wing on the broadcast side.
It looks like Jet Cassidy's getting up the ground a little bit more again this week. We saw it a few times last week. It was good to get the young fella involved in the play a little bit more rather than getting stuck in that deep 50. It looks like they're trying it again, the Dogs.
Here goes the ball towards the half-forward flank. Ben Ashley Cooper, Pierce Street end. Rolls one inside 50. Oosterhoff got a fist to it. Charlie Morrison in a good contest again with Tim Oosterhoff. Jack Driscoll takes the ball. Comes out the way of Yelland. Short one to Wortman. Hardly on the boot. That kick was smothered. Pretty scrappy play here at the moment. We'll probably see a fair bit of it. Wet Sharon. Ball out of bounds just on the arc of the 50 Pierce Street end.
Yeah, I think Dan called it in pre-game. Jack Allen, these are the type of the conditions for him. You can see his impact around the ball early. He's been really hard at it on this last contest on the wing here, trying to go for a bit of touch and just there as well for the Dogs. 13-point
lead to the Doggies early in the first term. It's brought to you by A-Grade Oils and Batteries. Brad Freak, Dan Vaccaro and Luke Francis with you. John Flatter Oval, Martin Park. There goes Clemson. Centering ball. Back in towards the attacking 50 for the Panthers. Good contest. Manor at the bottom. Matt Wilson there also. And again, a stoppage. Probably 40 out Pierce Street in.
Yeah, it's the first time of the game where they've had repeat inside 50s. Lavington as well, so they've gone inside 50 twice in the last 50 seconds.
Tom Hargrave quickly on the boot. Yeah, he's got it. There's the Panthers first. So 13 plays 6. The Bulldogs lead here on the Steel Line scoreboard. Freaky.
Yeah, I touched on it before. Tommy Hargraves starting on the bench, and I feel like he's come on the ground the last couple of minutes, and Lavington's just been able to stabilise a little bit with his leadership around the footy, and obviously been able to get that first goal there. Just a little bit of an interesting move not to have him on the ground in those first 5 minutes. Probably one of their prime ball winners and prime players. You think he'd want to get out there to start the game, but good for him to get out there, and Lavy needed that one just to stabilise in this game, Dan.
Yeah, and your point's proven. He's had 4 disposals and a goal already. Tom Hargraves since been on the ground. So, and this is the type of game for him as well, especially in that midfield. So super finish from him.
Yeah, an impact immediately from Tommy Hargrave. There's Hannah in the middle getting the ball down. Nice hard ball get from Sedgwick. Head over the footy. Rolls around at ground level. Picked up by Noel Bradshaw. He's taken in a tackle by Ben Ashley Cooper. And the umpire to take control again. Another ball up. Let's see how we go this time. Sedgwick. Gaffney. His kick was smothered. Play goes on. Clemson gets it out to a net around the body. Andrews sits under it. Oh, good strong mark. And it's been called chopping freaky.
Yeah, it was. They're really good there by Liam Andrews just to sit in that hole and knew he was going to get contact and still was able to stand his ground and get the free kick there for the Dogs.
Turned over to Harland. 60 out from their own goal, the Panthers. Inboard to a net. So reliable, Chris. Back to Harland. And plays on to Tommy Hargrave, to Spina. Under pressure from Winner Irving. Off to Cook now. Cook goes right out to centre wing on the far side. Panthers with possession. Now, what can they work forward from here? There's not much space down there. The Doggies have got back and manned up. In it goes inside 50. Over the top, Tommy Johnson with a big fist. Will Bradshaw to Andrews. They come out again, the Doggies. Centre wing on the far side, or just left of it. Now, Jorgen's away here. Here goes Adam. Oh, nice hit. Finding Jack Matey. That was beautiful footy, Freaky.
Yeah, it certainly was. Just Adam Jorgensen on that far wing. Just a little bit of his turn and spin to get out a little bit of trouble there. His opponent from Lavington actually hit the ground, and it was just a 2-on-1, and his opponent thought he was going to give the handball off to Tommy Miller, who was with him there, but did a little turn and came into a bit of space and found Jack Matey all alone inside the forward 50. He's been kicking this from about 45 on a pretty straight in front.
Hospital end here. Here goes Jack. Sporting the sleeves today. Let's see if he can latch onto this one. Will it make the distance? Yes, it will. That's a great kick. The Doggies have got their third. So 19 plays 6 now on the Steel Line scoreboard. We're going close to 20 on the NZ Albury time clock, Dan.
Yeah, great finish there by young Jack Matey, but the play from Adam Jorgensen, it was like he brought his own dry footy to the game today. That was just fantastic, the way to manoeuvre out of those two opponents and then put a beautiful kick inside the forward 50. That's why he's one of the better players in the O&M, Adam Jorgensen. So what a start for Wodonga. So they're up to 6 inside 50s now. Matey's had the football 3 disposals already, and Tommy Miller's had the 3 disposals and a goal, and Adam Jorgensen 3 as well, and a really super important play there for Wodonga.
I didn't think Jack Matey would have that type of leg in him, especially on a wet day. I know the ball's pretty dry, but to kick it 45, 50 metres in conditions like that is pretty impressive from such a young fella.
Great strike of the Sharon, there's no doubt about that. A few players around the pill here, both Panthers and Bulldogs. Just favouring the broadcast side, umpire to take it. Here we go again, ball up. Good contest, Ben Ashley Cooper. Corby Robertson got a short ball to Costello, and here he goes, Jack. They get a high ball inside 50, Pierce Street end. Jack Driscoll went through his hands. Ulsterhoff just fumbling for the moment, goes again. Tried to get one out the front of the contest. Darcy Smith and Yelland in a great contest and fight for the bill. And we will have a stoppage, 35 out Pierce Street end.
That's what they need, Lavy. Quick entries to get Ulsterhoff and Driscoll down there, 1 out against their opponents.
Wortman, clever tap to Wilson. Over the top to Josh Matey. Faked the hand pass and got it on the boot, hooked it around his body. Sedgwick with the punch. Here's Bevan, just fires one in. Drew Torpy going into the top of the goal square. Morrison got a fist down. Well done to Matt Wilson. Then Wilson goes out to the far side, picks up Connor Brodie to Morrison, and Charlie chips it over the top, looking for Gill. And that man's the mark. So they've moved it and switched it to the far side, Freaky.
Yeah, they certainly have. Just some really good ball movement here from the Dogs. It looks like they're playing in dry weather at the moment, and they're just really cutting the Panthers apart.
They lead 19-6 on the Steel Line scoreboard opening term here at John Flair Oval, Martin Park. Ball's gone out of bounds. Left of centre wing on the far side, Dan.
Yeah, the skill that Wodonga are displaying at the moment, as Freaky just mentioned then, has just been second to none. And another mention to Jack Yelland as well in that contest in the defensive 50. He's so important to their midfield group. He's really doing the dirty work for Wodonga. It's fantastic to see.
Boundary umpire sends it back into play. Hannah. Down in front is Josh Mathy. Geez, a good player. On that right boot, Spina sits under it though and takes the mark. So the Panthers now have to weave a path out of their defensive 50. Goes to Lyons, and then Lyons short to Harlan. So they're in their back pocket. Doggies up 19-6 here. Opening turn brought to you by A-Grade Oils and Batteries. Brad Freak, Dan Vaccaro and Luke Francis. As a high ball goes to the Panthers' back flank, but Wilson goes inboard to Josh Mathy. How many's he got now, Dan?
He'll be having his 5th now. Maybe.
No, he won't.
Caught red-handed by Darcy Smith. How's the timing there, Freaky?
Spot on.
Yeah, unreal. Inside 50 again here, Pierce Street end. Good mark. Jack Costello going back with the flight.
Yeah, beautiful kick there from Darcy Smith, and Jack Costello was the only person that could have marked that ball. They were on the same wavelength there, the two Panthers teammates, definitely, and yeah, he went for the ball, and the Dogs didn't actually see young Jack Costello on the other side of the contest, and he just had a bit of space and took a really nice, strong mark running back with the fly of the ball.
Having a great year. One of the main contenders for the O&M Rising Star Award. He's latched onto that one, Jack. Another terrific goal, Freaky. A Sanjan goal of the day.
Yeah, it certainly was from 50, similar where Jack Mathy kicked at the other end. I was just thinking, watching the last couple of passages of play out there, the ground must be still holding up really, really well considering the amount of rain that we have had overnight, because some of the ball movement from the teams has been outstanding, and to be able to get such distance on the footy. I know it's early and the water hasn't probably soaked into the ball that much at the moment. It's just been first class considering the conditions that we thought we'd have coming into today.
Yeah, it's like dry weather footy at the moment, and what a finish there by young Jack Costello. He's going to be a player to watch for years to come. 2 disposals for him and a goal early on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Yeah, 2 of our last goals from Jacks. So Jack Mathy and Jack Costello, two young talented players for their respective teams. Inside 50 again here, Peace Street end for the Panthers. Smith and also Wortman. Ball out of bounds in the pocket.
Yeah, Nick Sedgwick just got it out of the centre of the ground there. It's probably an area the Dogs have really struggled this year. It's just ruckman in the centre clearances. They got smashed in that at different parts of the game last week against the Rovers, so really have to nullify that throughout today to give themselves every chance to win the game.
Let's see who can win this clearance. Nugent got down low, holding, and it looks like it's going to go to Big Zach. He'll take it and gets it quickly on to Matt Wilson. Short one to Noah Bradshaw. He's calling for someone to lead at him. And that's Miller. Well done from Costello. He does it so often, just going back to interrupt the play. Goes inside 50. Osterhoff on the second attempt. Takes the mark. And Connor Brodie is claiming touch, Freaky.
Yeah, I think that he might have a pretty good case to answer there, Connor Brodie. Just from our angle, looks like he may have just got a hand, and he was definitely in front of Osterhoff in the marking contest, and it looked like he might have just got a little fingertip on that, but they're always going to pay those ones to the forward, aren't they, Lukey? And yeah, Big Osterhoff can put the Panthers within 1 point with a straight kick here.
That's it. So this to cut the margin back to a solitary point. 19 plays 12 at the moment. The Doggies up. Tim Osterhoff. Yeah, he likes it. And then he didn't like it, Dan.
He didn't like it.
He liked it, then he didn't like it.
Yeah, you see it all too often. Osterhoff putting it through the little sticks instead. So good mark, and that was well deserved to be paid, but yeah, not a good kick.
Wilson, long out of the fullback position. Yellen has to go. Costello front spot. Shepherding free kick.
Yeah, Costello just saw Yellen came off the bench there and was running straight at the ball, and Costello had no eyes for the footy and just tried to make a contest out of it.
Yellen tried to get it to Mimo, but Cook was awake to it. So here's Aiden. Jake O'Brien wanted it short. He ignores him. Goes down to the half-forward flank through Osterhoff's hands. Yellen to Matt Wilson. Gee, he's been busy, Dan. Matt Wilson.
He's up to 5 disposals.
Thanks to 40 winks. Robertson off the ground. That's heading towards goal. Just left and through for 1 score. So 19 plays 14. Doggies up on the Steel Line scoreboard.
If we go around the grounds for Mr. Stove's Pool World, Raiders out to a 13-point lead against Corowa. Maggie's off to a fast start against Albury, up by 22 points there. All level at Myrtleford between Wangaratta Rovers and the Wangaratta and Myrtleford up there. And Yarrawonga up by 2 points against North Albury.
We're going over 17 here, thanks to Wednesday opening term. And the first quarter is brought to you by A-Grade Oils and Batteries on O&M Live, 1494 2AY. Far side of the ground, right of centre wing. And the umpire about to tear in here and take possession to ball it up.
Yeah, I think it's going to be a pretty contested sort of game today. Both teams like the contested type of football, so I think this is something that we're going to see fairly regularly throughout the day.
Mimo got it down the line. Jack Mathy came out. Jorgensen got hands to it. Here's Leash. Well done. Out the back to Lyons. They move it quickly. Right foot, sending it up towards the half-forward flank on the far side. Ben Ashley Cooper takes the mark. And it's going to be 50 against Bradshaw. Oh. So it was one of those touch-and-go 50.
Yeah, did he play on,
ones.
did he not?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a short 50.
That's 20 metres.
Oh, no, sorry, it's going to the next umpire. Sorry. I actually didn't see
no,
Dan.
Oh, that checks out.
I was the same, Freaky. Yep. So Ben Ashley Cooper to have a shot from 35 out, virtually directly in front, Pearce Street end. And this would put them in front. Ben. Yep. Yeah, he's got it. So 20 plays 19 here in the opening term. Panthers up by 1 on the Steel Line scoreboard.
They've had a really solid last 15 minutes here, Lavington Panthers. They've gone inside 58 times, so even with dogs now, so they've come back hard. Tommy Hargrove's been superb. Ben Ashley Cooper, that was his first touch of the game, but how important a goal as well. So they're all getting involved. Nico Sedgwick in the midfield's been super important for them, and young Jack Costello as well. So hot start and hot finish to the quarter for Lavington.
You just feel like, as you're right there, Dan, the last 10 minutes, the Panthers have really owned the footy in their forward half, and they've been able to get repeat entries and kick more of the score in the last 10 minutes or so of this game. And there's a few things the Dogs need to clear up there, just be able to hold their lines a little bit more rather than just bombing down the line and hit some more targets.
Dan, how are our marks inside 50 looking for 40 wins?
Yeah, so Lavington have taken 2 and Wodonga have taken 2.
Here's Noel Bradshaw trying to get away from the Jake O'Brien tackle. Nugent got it to Miller. Trying to weave through, back to Noel Bradshaw. Good footy. Here they come. Noel goes inside 50. Oh, well done getting back Jack Harlan. Had to stand in the hole, Freaky. You didn't know what was coming from the opposite direction, but that was courageous.
Yeah, it certainly was. Big Jack Yellen coming the other way as well. You wouldn't get me standing in his hole, so he's done outstanding work there, Jack Harlan, for his team.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Yellen like a steamroller. Here's Ben Ashley Cooper, the last goal kicker. 40-metre kick, down to the arc. Morrison, big double fister, heading towards the chalk. Soroczynski picks it up. Gets it over the top to Venturoni, smothered by Gaffney. Ball out of bounds.
Charlie Morrison's been that one. He just doesn't know how to play a bad game, Charlie Morrison, doesn't he? He's already started the game so hot.
Opening term, so the Panthers with a 1-point lead here on the Steel Line scoreboard. Round 17 action in the O&M. 2 rounds to go, hey, as we work up towards the hot end of the season. Here is Mimo, brought down to ground. Umpire again to take control.
The Panthers have been able to orchestrate just a spare off the back of this stoppage. Probably a quick kick from the Dogs is going to be marked up here by the Panthers. Just probably need to get them manned up, the Dogs do, so they don't turn the ball over as quickly as they have been.
Gaffney down low. Tom Hargrave goes in. Jorgensen had him. Ball bouncing towards Leash here. Quickly on the boot towards a Pearce Street end inside 50. Cook just tapped it on cleverly over the back. There's no Panther there. Morrison got it to Brody, back to Venturoni, and they get out, and that kick misses though. Noel Bradshaw, ball out of bounds, but the Bulldogs' defence having to work pretty hard here in the opening term, Freaky.
Yeah, they certainly are. The one thing the Panthers look like they're doing, especially in the last 10, 15 minutes, they're just moving the ball a little bit quicker. They're trying to get a bit more speed on the game and not allowing the Dogs' defence to set up and not allowing them to Morrison to marshal his troops so that the Panthers can get the first opportunity going forward.
Soroczynski long out of defence. Driscoll got a big fist to it. Noel Bradshaw got taken high, and he will receive a free kick here on the back flank, wide out. So still that 1-point lead stands. Panthers up 20-19 thanks to Steel Line. Enzo Albury time clock has gone 22 in the opening term. True centre half back now. Ball's with Charlie Morrison. For the maroon and white. 20-metre direct kick to O'Neill. He picks up Nugent, just right of the centre. Zach wants to come out to Venturoni. Gee, that's got some air in it. Sam Hargrave couldn't quite get there in time. So here's Reese. True half-back flank on the broadcast side now. The Bulldogs, and they go to their half-forward flank. Winner Irving got hands to it, couldn't hold on to it. Spina was hot on his hammer. Ben Ashley Cooper, Winner Irving again. Tried to get a short ball to Yelland. Back on the turf here. Sam Hargrave died in. Josh Mathy just got it on his boot to the half-forward flank. Leash comes out. Hannah got hands to it. Jorgensen, nice ball. Look at that. Yelland going inside 50. Now Matt Wilson's got some space here if he can pick it up. What's he got on? Balks around. Right foot snap around the body. Curled it too soon. And through for 1- score. So all locked up here at John Flower Oval, Martin Park, 20-all. Thanks to Steele on Freaky.
Yeah, really clever play there from Matt Wilson. Almost snapped a beautiful goal there from the forward pocket with his right foot there. Just the last couple of contests, it just looks like the Dogs are just getting sucked up to the footy a little bit more and not finding out the back, where Matty Wilson was the only one there from the Dogs that held his bit of width in that forward half and was able to get a bit of space, where the Panthers are probably just doing that a little bit better at the moment, just being able to find a little bit more width in the game.
So 3 goals to either team here in the opening term, both the Panthers and the Doggy. 3-2 plays 3-2. Here's O'Brien. Tried to get one down the line to Gaffney, didn't work. Noah Bradshaw comes back with it. Tom Hargrave back to Jake, who fumbled. This is left of centre wing, a long way away from our broadcast position. Nugent, Ben Ashley Cooper. No one can win the pill here. Hannah just picks it up and kicks it quickly. Wortman got a fist to it. Ends up with Jet Cassidy. Back to Dan Wortman. Out the back to Morrison. Right foot kick. High one to their half-forward flank. Winner Irving got worked under the ball by Spina. Ball out of bounds.
Yeah, really contested play. Sorry, Dan, just out there at the moment on that far wing. Just a bit scrappy by both teams. It obviously looks like the ball's starting to get a little bit of that wetness on it that we've had.
Yeah, he's starting to get a little bit soggy. Tom Hargrave for Lavington, he's been fantastic. 8 dispels for him on the 40-wing stat sheet and a goal in this quarter.
And how are those inside 50s, Dan?
10 to Wodonga and 9 to Lavington, Lukey.
Here's 11 now for Wodonga. Hospital end here for the maroon and white. Harlan's having to work. Comes out, Yelland. Leash over him. Umpire to take it. So a stoppage, 40 out. Let's see what the Bulldogs can do here. Can they get a major as we work up towards the quarter-time break? We've gone almost 25 thanks to NZ. Gill. Leash has got him. O'Brien close. On the arc of the 50 now, broadcast side.
Zach Nugent's just a kick behind the play here, guys. Sitting right in front of Jack Driscoll just to be able to help Charlie Morrison with that defensive work.
Mimo tried to get it out the side. Ben Ashley Cooper goes in. Well done by Barber. Cook might be gone.
Yep.
Dropped it cold. So we couldn't be too far off siren time here. Here's Soroczynski. Now he's about 80 out and he launches one in here. Hot spot. Hands up. Jet Cassidy. Well done by Spina. Brings Jet Cassidy down. Geez, a good defensive player, Freaky.
Yeah, he certainly is. Just quietly, boys, I'd love to have the licence Matt Wilson does. He was a kick behind the play then, and he just flew for that mark inside the forward 50 in the space of about a minute. So just letting him roam wherever he needs to at the moment, the Dogs.
Brad Freak for the Newmarket Hotel. Cade Mimo out of the pack, heading towards the goal line, bouncing. It might have gone through for a goal here. Yep, I reckon the umpire's going to give it. He does. It's a Sunjan goal of the day to Cade Mimo. That was a beauty, Freaky.
Yeah, it was just out of nothing really there. Just a repeat entry inside forward 50 for the Dogs and a really, really nice snap by Cade Mimo that, just obviously bounced in through the line. Really good work there by Kyle Winter Irving as well, just to shepherd the ball through on the goal line there. So it was outstanding work there from the Dogs all round.
Yeah, and you mentioned that man before, Matt Wilson. The reason why he has that opportunity as well, Lukey, is his running power is second to none. The fact that he can go up those wings all day, play defence, play forward, he's just a fantastic weapon, and it's coming to the forefront for Wodonga.
Cade Mimo. We didn't see him in the pre-game. He was a no-show. We were supposed to have him on, but Danny didn't turn up. Do you know anything about that?
No comment.
Ball heading towards the half-forward flank on the outer side. Probably in your best interest, I reckon, Dan, the old no comment line. Freaky.
Yep, I agree.
Jet Cassidy. Costello got a hand to it and regathers. And then takes his Panthers out of defence, looking for Gaffney. He reeled it in one-handed against Noel Bradshaw. Ball out of bounds. Left of centre wing on the far side.
Would have been a very handy mark in the conditions as it is out there today, Lukey. It's just, it looks like it might be just starting to get a little bit more darker out there at the moment. So fingers crossed the rain stays away.
26 plays 20. Bulldogs up. Still on scoreboard. Opening term. Entered Albury time clock has gone 27. Yellen, Ben Ashley Cooper. Umpire again to take possession.
Jack Allen's been really involved in the contest today. It's probably really, really good start for him and really good signs for the dog. It's just he's probably hasn't been at his best since he's been in the maroon and white, and looks like in today's conditions, Dan, which really are going to suit him, he looks like he's really coming to the fore for him.
Been fantastic this quarter.
Yeah, no change to the score at John Flower Oval, Martin Park at quarter time. It is the Bulldogs on their home turf, 4-2-26, leading the Lavington Panthers 3-2-20. This is O&M Live, and remember, on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Wodonga. O&M Live on 2AY.
Welcome back, everyone, to Martin Park, and it is a 6-point lead to the Wodonga Bulldogs over the Lavington Panthers at quarter time. Now, we just had the Monkeys playing here, Dan. The Monkeys, Daydream Believer. Last week, it was Chubby Checker, Twist and Shout. And we also had Delta Goodrum, Freaky.
Yeah, Delta Goodrum, Born to Try, I believe it is.
Born to Try. And today, we've had the Monkeys, Dan.
Yeah, very much your era, I think, Lukey. Not so much mine and Freaky.
Talking about Delta Goodrum.
Delta Goodrum's a bit too new for you, Lukey. But no, some good tunes playing.
Yeah, that is it. Rightio, our McRae Motors quarters best, Dan.
Yeah, well, Phil Lavington, I thought it was Tom Hargrave for mine. He had 8 disposals and kicked a goal. He was a real sort of Rolls Royce for their midfield. I thought he had a really good quarter. For Wodonga, it's probably the two guys that aren't on my stat sheet. I thought Jack Yellen was fantastic. His work around the ball, and I thought Charlie Morrison defence was fantastic as well. The one man on my stat sheet who was fantastic was Matt Wilson. He was just sort of playing in every position possible, and he had the 7 disposals to go with that as well.
Now, Freaky, it doesn't look like rain, but it looks like drizzle.
Yeah, I just had to duck out
it's the same thing, Luke.
Is it? No, they're spelt differently.
It was our best way to describe it is mist. It's just annoying rain. But having a look at the radar, looks like there's going to be a few scattered showers around the area. So it looks like we're probably going to get a pop in and pop out throughout the day. So I think hopefully we can stay away from here as much as it can, but I think unfortunately we're going to get a little bit wet at times throughout this play.
We'll send you out in the boundary.
Yeah, you show me how it's done, mate, and I'll follow your lead.
I'm good up here with Lukey.
Beautiful, beautiful. Okay, boys, now we're about to get set for the second here, just waiting for some of the trainers and a couple of the spectators to make their way off the park. Or P155 off.
I don't know why we don't. I don't know why we complain about the wet. It's a winter sport, isn't it, Luke?
Well, that's it, Dan.
What it's there for.
We don't know whether it's rain, mist or drizzle, but it's a winter sport and it's wet. Okay, second term is brought to you by Jayco Albury Wodonga. Here we go, just left of the centre. Sam Hargrave off for turf. Ben Ashley Cooper up to Jake O'Brien. Sweeping hand pass here to Jack Costello. Will Bradshaw right on him. Sedgwick goes in, tries to scoop it up. Nice work. Just to trap it, but then brought down by Noah Bradshaw, and the umpire will take possession about 30 to 40 out at the hospital end.
That was all set up by a big punch forward from Tim Hanna out of that first centre bounce as well, get the ball moving for the Panthers.
Yeah, good as a kick. Will Bradshaw to Noah. Costello's got him. Again, another stoppage. So we'll see if the umpire can get a clearance out of this one. There's Osterhoff, big fist. He wanted the chalk. I reckon he'll get it. Yep, bouncing out of bounds.
I feel like in the ruck is an area that the Panthers are going to have a really good advantage the longer this game goes on as well. And, you know, obviously having Osterhoff in that forward half has allowed Panthers now to have Tim Hanna a kick behind the play in front of Kyle Winter-Irving, so they can really lock the ball into this half of the ground now at Lavington.
It's a 6-point lead to the Bulldogs. If you've just joined us, the start of the second term, Nugent. Osterhoff played for the free kick. Andrews, big boot to Soroczynski. Defensive 50, chips it over the top to Venturoni. They're out here, the Dogs. Now, they got Memo down the line. He hand passes over the top, Venturoni. For Morrison. And Lear's just got him in time. Well done, good pressure. Sedgwick, looping hand pass to Jack Driscoll. Here's Darcy Smith. Right foot, wobbly ball inside 50. Getting to this one was Cook. He's trying to trap it. Matt Wilson tears away. How many now, Dan?
He's about to have his 8th disposal.
Thanks to 40 Winks. Miller, front spot here. Ball heading towards the chalk. Just Cassidy sees it out. Out of bounds, right of centre wing, far side.
We just saw Darcy Smith get involved in that play there. I feel like he's going to become quite an important player for Lavington as the game wears on as well, especially going in the side forward 50. You're just going to need that player with that skill and that pace in this sort of weather to really help out your big forwards that aren't going to have a great day today as well.
It just looks like both teams are trying to keep that pace on the footy as well, Dan, as you spoke about. Just that outer wing they've played going up and down pretty quickly, even though it's wet conditions. Both teams are trying to get the ball moving fast and give their forward line the best opportunity you can and not let the opposition set up behind the ball.
Sedgwick. He's had a good start of the second term. Venturoni goes for it. Miller scooped it up. Nice hand pass out to Matt Wilson. They're charging for the Bulldogs now. He took a bounce in the wet. Actually came up to him. Darcy Smith takes him down. Wilson's gone. O'Brien plays on quickly. Gets one to half forward for the Panthers. Morrison just repels the challenge. Gets it back out of the open side. Here's Noel Bradshaw. Gathers the footy. Can go inside 50. Good ball for Adam Jorgensen. Freaky, that's some of the best footy we've seen.
Yeah, it certainly was. And just it started obviously in the half-back line there with Charlie Morrison, who's one of the best intercept markers in the game. And yeah, just been able to go down the line and find Adam Jorgensen, who's passing it off here.
He is. Nice to Jet Cassidy. So he'll take a kick from about 40 out, Freaky Pierce Street end, but it is a tough angle.
Yeah, it certainly is. Looks like he's probably from here maybe about 10 metres or so inside the boundary here. Looks like he'd probably be a drop punt. Not going to do Noah Spiteri and say he's going to be a drop punt and automatically kick it with a banana because he's kicked it that way. But it looks like he's going to line up for a jump. Take a very, very good kick from Jet to put this one through the middle.
They lead by 6. This will get it out to 12. Jet Cassidy, usually very good around goals. Clever player. Pops it up. Pierce Street end. Yep, he's got it. A great goal from Jet Cassidy. So 32 plays 20 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. And we're in the second term, Dan.
Yeah, great finish there by Jet Cassidy. He's just a beautiful kick. The umpire didn't move. But great play. And as Brad mentioned before, it started from Charlie Morrison, but to find the space of Noah Bradshaw, that just the fact that Noah Bradshaw was in 60 metres of space means that his running power was just second to none. So that was fantastic work for Wodonga. They've started the quarter off really well. 2 inside 50s, 2 marks inside 50. Matt Wilson already the 2 disposals as well in the opening 4.5 minutes. So really positive start for Wodonga again.
Back in the middle, umpire with it. 2-goal lead to the maroon and white. Here we go on the centre. Nugent and Hannah. There's Josh Mathy. O'Brien came in. Soroczynski tried to claim the footy. O'Brien knocks it out into the path of Sedgwick. Mathy goes again. Here's Robertson. Corby. Nice. Up to O'Brien and Jake with a long kick. Going towards the arc of the 50 at the hospital end. Here's Hargrave. Sam got it away to Ben Ashley Cooper. Got swung around in the tackle. Corby Robertson went the man rather than the ball. Morrison on the boot. Gets out of D50 again. Rolling just right of the centre. Here's Leash going in for the Panthers. Scoops it up. Gets it out the back. Many hands to it. Leash back onto Bevan. And Drew gets it up. Oh, Soroczynski got hands to it. Couldn't claim it. Manners at the bottom. That's Cody, and the ball is wrapped up.
Just a bit of pinball there, wasn't it, by the footy? Just kept in continual motion. Just no real marks or anything to be able to hold the play up there. Both teams trying to take it on, as we touched on there, and just still trying to get used to this slightly slipperier conditions after that slight rain we had at quarter time.
Here comes Soroczynski bursting away. That's a wide ball, though, in front of Kyle Winter-Irving, and it's gone out of bounds. Just
like the play there from Soroczynski, though. He really likes to use his leg speed. I thought his second half last week against the Rovers was outstanding. He's probably one of the Dogs' better players on the day last week. So looks like he's taking a bit of that form into this week, because I think he started the game quite well for him. And his leg speed, even though he's wet and heavy, he's going to be crucial as the game wears on.
We'll go around the grounds very shortly for Mr. Stoves and see what's happening in round 17. The other broadcast game today is on 15/6 3&E, and that is the Maggies and the Tigers. Winter-Irving trying to get it up to Jorgensen. Annette, now out Spina. Here he goes, Jono. Long one. Josh Mathy couldn't take the mark. One-handed. Ben Ashley Cooper. And Soroczynski meets him. Ball out of bounds.
Yeah, fantastic start to this quarter for Wodonga. They've had the 4 inside 50s already, and they just look like they're really backing their skills. Even though the ball is a little bit slippery, they're still trying to run. They're still trying to play that kick game, which is admirable as well. And Charlie Morrison's just been fantastic off that defence as well. So Wodonga have set this game up really well.
Freaky, we might go around the grounds thanks to Mr. Stoves.
Yeah, and the other games in the Ovens and Murray, 26-point lead to Wodonga Raiders. Wangaratta Magpies up by 11 points against the Albury Tigers. Wangaratta Rovers up by 7 points against Myrtleford, and a 15-point lead to Yarrawonga against North Albury.
And back here at John Flower Oval, Martin Park, the Doggies with a 12-point lead. 32 plays 20 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
Guess who?
And the NZ Albury time clock has gone 7, second term. Yeah, Charlie Morrison, Dan. Just rock solid. Down back is Charlie, and here he goes. 40-metre kick to the half-forward flank. Kyle Winter-Irving got hands to it, but just couldn't clutch it. Leash got swung around. Jet Cassidy again. I don't know if that was a hand pass. Over his head, Dan. What do you reckon?
Nah, definitely not a handball.
Completely illegal. And then the umpire called play on. That's okay. Ball out of bounds.
Might be a little bit of leeway from the conditions we got today. It's just, that little bit of fine rain we had.
He's a very nice man, Brad Freak, isn't he?
No,
he's too nice. He's just a nice
pain in the backside.
Yeah. 6th day they've spent together, these two. Can you tell?
Wearing thin.
Andrews, tumbling ball inside 50. Pierce Street and ball again out of bounds, Freaky.
Yeah, just a quick kick in there just to get it out of bounds. Just looking behind the last passage of play, it looks like there's a Lavington player just a bit slow to get up off the ground. Had a big, really heavy collision. I haven't been able to see a number.
Yeah,
so
Sedgwick.
Yeah, I thought it might have been Sedgwick. So he looks like he's blood raw here. He's just coming off the ground now. He's coming off by himself. So get himself checked out, but. Unfortunate there. Didn't actually see, just saw a real heavy collision, so I'm not too sure exactly what happened.
Well done, Freaky. For the Newmarket Hotel, so Nick Sedgwick coming off with the blood rule.
And Tommy Hargrave replaced him as well, so he started the second quarter on the bench as well, which is bizarre again. Freaky, as we saw he did in the first quarter too.
Must be a part of their rotations or something like that, so it's the only thing you can say that must be for that reasoning.
Jorgensen from the boundary throw-in, Mimo. Jorgensen again. Nice to Gill. He might get his second. Yes, he does. Gee, that was good footy. In close, clean hands, Freaky, and they pick up another.
Yeah, just beautiful hands there by Adam Jorgensen, just setting up another goal for Riley Gill. He's probably going to be his best mate tonight. Probably owe him a couple of beers, Riley Gill. I would have thought just set him up beautifully there. But those hands in these conditions, simply outstanding, and there's not a lot you can do. The best thing as well was at the boundary throw in there, Adam Jorgensen hit the contest with pace and broke through, and then fumbled it between him and Mimo and got the ball back and was able to find Gill in a little bit of space, and beautiful right foot snap this time to give himself his second goal for the day. Yeah,
amazing forward craft. Wodonga just clicking into gear now. 5 inside 50s for them. Adam Jorgensen, he's had the 4 disposals this quarter already, 8 for the game.
38 plays 20. So the Doggies just get away a little on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. And they've kicked the last 3 of the game. Wodonga, Kyle Winter Irving down low. Here's Jack Mathy. Over his head to Gill. Out the back to Greenhill. They go inside 50 again. Pierce Street end. Good fist from Lyons. Spina. And he's brought down in a strong tackle. 25 out from goal.
And Oldie Greenhill just in that last centre bounce as well. He's normally been seen in that back pocket role, like in their back half for most of this year. So interesting move to put him into the midfield for this period of the game.
Mimo. And then a net quickly on the boot. Gill. Here's Sam Hargrave trying to tear his way through. And here's Tom Hargrave. Jorgensen's got him. Ball at the bottom. Mimo goes again, and again we'll have another stoppage, virtually in the same spot, Freaky.
They've really just settled a little bit better in this second term, haven't they, the Dogs? I know we had that really fine mist at quarter time, but they've just been able to settle a little bit better than the Panthers with this wet weather that's happened.
Tom Hargrave just extracts the footy and gets it on his boot. Costello hurriedly. Noel Bradshaw on nice work, ducked around O'Brien into the pocket. Oh, that was beautiful. Jet Cassidy, couldn't quite take it, but the awareness of Noel Bradshaw, Freaky, was first class.
Yeah, just to be able to put it out in front of him, and on a dry day, Jet probably would take that mark, but really good pressure there as well from John Ospina and behind him as the Lavington defender.
In the pocket. Let's see if either team can take clear possession here. Jorgensen, nice hard ball get to Gill, then on to Yelland, who tried to go back inside, was brought down. Costello, and dishes it out the side. Ball's gone out of bounds. So we've got an 18-point lead, or a 3-goal lead to the Doggies here. 6-2-38 plays 3-2-20 on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard. On the NZ Albury time clock, we're gone 11 and a half in the second term, Dan.
And Adam Jorgensen as well, 5 disposals this quarter already on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Jorgensen's been brilliant down that end of the ground, and that one's gone through for 1 minus score. So 39 plays 20 now. Doggies up, CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard.
It must have worked, obviously done a lot of work throughout the week and throughout the year with Kyle Winter Irving and Adam Jorgensen in the front half ruck contest. Just the second or third time today they've been able to work their way together, and Kyle Winter Irving been able to give Adam Jorgensen some first use of the footy out of a ruck contest in their forward half. It's a really good set play the Dogs have been able to use, and the Panthers are probably just going to have to be a little bit more wary of from Adam Jorgensen in and around the half-forward line and over the ground, as well as Dan said on the 40-wing stat sheet. He's really starting to light it up on their end in this game as well.
Freaky for the Newmarket. Jake O'Brien, beautiful kick. Just picked out Harland directly up the ground. Here he goes, Jack Harland, on that raking left foot. Don't know about the kick, though. Jack Driscoll caught behind. Oh, gee. Wilson. Johnson, his own teammate, also almost got him high. Into Winter Irving, Pierce Street end over the back. Spina with a chance to mop up. Ball's gone out of bounds.
That play there by Matt Wilson was exquisite, especially in this weather. The way he was able to move through traffic, he's just having a really good game now. He's up to 10 disposals on the 40-wing stat sheet, and he's almost playing that loose man behind the ball, which is good to see.
Absolutely. Again in the pocket here, Pearce Street end. It's on the broadcast side, so the boundary umpire hurls it back in. It's in play now. We're going to Irving off the ground here. Now here's Costello and Gill. The 2 number 4s go at it. Greenhill came in. Here's Noel Bradshaw. Beautiful hand pass to Yellen. Andrews, Liam pops it up. Costello again. Whistle. Dump. Yeah, that was interesting. And it's going to Liam Andrews, freaky.
Yeah, I didn't see that when I was watching the footy. It must have been he threw him to the ground after he got rid of the footy. That's all it could have been for.
Yep, that's what the umpire signalled. So it's going high into the Pearce Street end here. They get another entry, the Bulldogs. Oh, Driscoll and also Clemson tried to mark the ball together. And then Jorgensen, he's at the bottom of the pack. Umpire again to take it. So it's got to be said, Dan, the play's been pretty scrappy in the second.
Yeah, it has, but Wodonga have just adjusted much better, and it's pretty much just been camped in their forward 50 with 10 inside 50s this quarter.
Seems like there's 1,000 players around the pill here. Here's Miller. He'll get a chance. Has a snap around his body. That's a cracker. Tom Miller with a gem of a goal to the Pearce Street end. A Sunjan goal of the day, Brad Freak.
Yeah, absolutely outstanding finish there from Tom Miller. As we touched on earlier, has become a real goal find for the Dogs in the last few weeks, and that was a pretty decent snap. He would have been 30, 35 metres out to kick it around the corner and, nearly clear the fence as well. That was a big snap. That's impressive stuff even on a dry day. So outstanding finish there from Tom Miller.
Yeah,
you're right.
Powerful legs, Tom Miller. That was a fantastic. And he just knows where the goals are. I didn't even look. He was basically facing the middle of the ground. So a fantastic effort and reward for effort. Wodonga are dominating this contest. 11 inside 50s to 2 this quarter on the 40-wing stat sheet.
Yeah, Brad Freak and Dan Vaccaro summed it up well. It was like he had too far to hook it back, Freaky, but he managed it.
Yeah, I was very surprised he was able to get the whole the distance on it.
Yes.
That was he must have just flushed it when he got onto it.
45 plays 20 here. Doggies with the lead on the CMV Truck and Bus scoreboard, second term. And it's brought to you by Jayco, Aubrey Wodonga, Josh Mathy. They're going forward again, the maroon and white. Nugent takes the mark. 35 out directly in front, Pearce Street end.
Yeah, really good work there from the Dogs to give Josh Mathy the first use of the footy. And big Zach Nugent down there in the forward half on a pretty good defender, and John O'Spina as well. Just held his body, nice, really strong marking there from him. Just was able to hold John O'Spina out of the contest and just take a nice mark in front of his eyes there. So really good play from the Dogs.
Alarm bells here for the Panthers. The Dogs have kicked the last 4. This would be for 5 straight. They'll get around Zach Nugent if he can kick it. No. 1 minus score. So 46 plays 20. Damn,
I know he didn't kick the goal, but that is an unbelievable mark considering the play he was playing on. John O'Spina is no slouch, and that was a fantastic use of the body there by young Zachy Nugent as well.
Yeah, again, so a late inclusion today with Mick Driscoll out. Zach came into the lineup. Straight into the fire, 2 into the furnace in the ruck. Here's a net. D50 to Corby Robertson. So let's see how they can work the footy up the ground here, the Panthers. He's going to go with the dump kick, Corby. True centre wing broadcast side. Good mark from Wusterhoff, but he's a long way from his goal square. And he goes with a high ball inside 50 here. A one-on-one. Hannah at the front. Charlie Morrison. Look at that. That was absolutely brilliant.
Oh, it certainly was. One-on-one on an opponent that would have a foot on top of you as well. Just be able to outbody him as well and take a nice uncontested mark, really. Just simply outstanding work there from the Wodonga captain.
Dan, that was impressive.
He's an unbelievable player. The amount of confidence he must give Wodonga is second to none in that defence.
Spina. Defensive fist out of bounds.
One of the other things the Dogs have been able to do pretty regularly in this second quarter has been able to set up behind the ball. A couple of times they've been able to have 1 or 2 players free behind the footy. So there's no way Lavington are going to be able to get the ball going forward because they're going to have Dogs behind the footy free.
Brad Freak for the Newmarket Hotel. Dan Vaccaro on the 40-wing stat sheet. And Luke Francis calling for McRae Motors. Bouncing ball here. True centre wing broadcast side. Oh, gee, Aiden Cook went through head first. Play goes on. Cook goes again. Soroczynski with him. Ball out of bounds.
Yeah, really good decision there by the umpire as well because Aiden Cook just went head first, burrowed in at that one, and really, really good umpiring there by Jason Rain. Didn't get fooled by it at all.
Yelland. Josh Mathy hooks it around his body inside 50. Well done by Leash, who had to go back. Clemson gets one out the side to a net. Will Bradshaw coming from the other side. Costello, that was clever, to a net. Then on to Lyons. They worked that beautifully, the Panthers, out of their D50. Ball rolling, left of centre wing. on the outer side. Oh, Morrison and Darcy Smith, didn't they clash? Wortman and also Hannah. Freaky, that was great to watch.
Yeah, it certainly wasn't even better to see both players bounce up and run off from the contest and look pretty fine. So really good hard footy there out there by Darcy Smith and Charlie Morrison.
26-point lead if you've just joined us to the Wodonga Bulldogs. So a 5-goal break. Panthers need the next. And we're gone over 18 on the NZ Albury time clock. We're in the second term. John Flower Oval, Martin Park. Here's Noah Bradshaw, left of the centre, wheels around. Ollie Greenhill took it. Sedgwick came from the opposite direction, and we're going to have a stoppage. Just
the wrong decision there by Noah Bradshaw. He had Riley Gill on this broadcast wing out on a lot of space and just decided to go back inside. Could have kept going with the play that he was on, and Gill would have had a paddock of space in front of him.
Umpire sends it aloft. Nugent and Sedgwick also got a fist to it. Greenhill over it. Here's Gill. Tries to get it out the side to O'Neill. Spun around to Ollie Greenhill. Noah Bradshaw brought down by Sedgwick. Umpire again to take possession. So, as we said earlier, Dan, a nice little crowd here at John Flower Oval, Martin Park. The Doggies fans are so loyal.
Yeah, they are. The balcony's really packed and the grandstand up here is as well, so it's amazing to see.
Here's Manor, Cody, the brother of Sean, is doing some great things for the Cats. Oosterhoff through his hands. Matt Wilson comes away. How many now, Dan?
Matt Wilson's up to 12 disposals.
Thanks to 40 Winks. Bulldogs through Venturoni. Get it out to Will Bradshaw. Back onto Wilson. Corby Robertson will take possession to Ben Ashley Cooper. Miller took him down. Umpire said play on. Tom goes again. Kicked a great goal earlier on in this term. There's winner Irving going to the turf. Spina on him. And we're going to have a stoppage wide out on the flank, Pierce Street end.
Yeah, they're really dominating in Wodonga. They're out of 13 inside 50s now to 4. So complete dominant quarter by Wodonga Bulldogs on the stat sheet.
And they're just able to set up behind the ball here. They've got Zach Nugent and Matt Wilson, both kicks behind the 40, free with no Lavington opponents. So they're just being able to set up their ground as they want to at the moment. Matty Wilson's been the beneficiary of it. He's absolutely dominating this game off that half-back line. And I think Lavington really need to think about making sure they can get their numbers back, because otherwise he's just going to keep running around and doing his own thing out there at the moment.
Play goes on here. Advantage given to Greenhill. Goes in towards the pocket. What a mark from Oscar Lyons. Beautiful hands, Freaky.
Yeah, it certainly was. And I guess that's the flip side of what I was just touching on. Oscar Lyons been able to play in front of Tommy Johnson there, and deep defensive work there for the Panthers to help out his backline.
Long to Jack Driscoll. And the umpire's paid the mark here. Tom Miller saying, man, it was out of bounds. But the umpire on the boundary was nowhere to be seen. So Mark played to Jack here. Long kick down towards centre wing on the far side. Nugent, 2 attempts at it. Picks it up. Gives it to Josh Mathy. Jack Driscoll on the flank. Miller, nice work to winner Irving. Annette got a hand to it just to smother. Lear, she slid over the footy. Oh, Bradshaw coming in at a rate of knots. That was good hard ball get. An ultimate fastness. Tough nut play of the day. And Yelland, high ball going towards the top of the goal square. Pierce Street end. And Johnson takes the mark. A beauty, Freaky, in front of Clemson.
Yeah, it certainly was. And the man at his feet to nearly take that was Matty Wilson as well, just showing how hard he works. But I just want to take that back to Tommy Miller on the wing. He had a 3-on-1 and he won that contest and was able to get the ball, keep moving it forward for the Dogs, and Noah Bradshaw was able to get a free kick out of the next passage of play. So without his contribution up there on a 3-on-1, the Dogs wouldn't be able to have this shot at goal, which they should be able to convert through Tommy Johnson.
Tommy Johnson, he drills it through. And they get another. The Doggies 52 plays 20. They lead by 32 points here on the CMB Truck and Bus scoreboard.
Yeah, they're on the ropes big time here in Lavington. They're 15 inside 50s Wodonga have had, and Lavington have only had the 4, Lukey. So it's a completely dominant display. We mentioned his name. Matt Wilson is playing such a fantastic game. Jorgensen and Noah Bradshaw as well are playing really good. They both had 6 disposals this quarter, but it's an even spread. Josh Mathy in the contest has been fantastic, and even Charlie Morrison in defence playing that quarterback role. He's just been unbelievable. So Wodonga firing on all cylinders at the moment, Lukey.
They got 5 straight, Freaky. 5 straight, the Dogs.
Yeah, they're just good kicking's good footy, isn't it? We saw last week they had plenty of opportunities but weren't able to convert, but this week they've been able to take their opportunities and, yeah, really, really starting to get some dominance in the game.
Wortman to Jet Cassidy. They're on the move again.
They just look like they're covering the ground a lot better than the Panthers at the moment as well, the Dogs.
They're outworking them.
Here goes Jet. Now, He gives it some. He pops it up. Johnson from the back again. Launches. Comes out the back. Bevan in front of Mathy. Ball's gone out of bounds. 40 around from goal here. Pierce Street end.
Just a lot of contests. Even that one there from Josh Mathy. The Dogs just hitting them with a little bit more speed than what the Panthers are. And they're just being able to get the ball moving forward at all times. So just something that the Panthers need to be wary of. Otherwise, this game's going to get real right out of hand very quickly.
Here we go. Back into play again. And Hannah fell at his feet. Noel Bradshaw went through. Tom Hargrave hacked it out of the contest. On half back now, here's Gaffney. On the right boot, up in the air, bouncing in front of Charlie Morrison. She's playing a good game. And then fires it inside 50 again here. Hannah got a fist to it. Ball again out of field of play.
But there again, the Dogs are just able to set up behind the play. If we just have a quick look, Zach Nugent, and it looks like that man Charlie Morrison are just some spares up behind the play. So any kick that comes forward from the Panthers, the Dogs are going to outnumber them every time and just be able to get the ball moving forward again.
A 32-point lead to the home team, the Wodonga Bulldogs, over the Lavington Panthers in round 17. We're in the second term. It's brought to you by Jayco Albury Wodonga. Brad Freak for the Newmarket Hotel, Denver Carroll for 40 Winks, and Luke Francis for McRae Motors. We'll go around the grounds very shortly. Thanks to Mr. Stoves, one of our great friends. He's got it all for you. Oi. Here's Hannah. High one up in the air. And under at Greenhill.
Been good this quarter, Greenhill.
He has. Here he goes, Ollie. High ball inside 50. Harlan front spot. Spooner come over the back. And a quick kick forward. Harlan's got to go back again. And then we try and get this ball out of bounds. He finds the chalk now. Freaky, we might wait on those scores because we've got one close to the pocket here.
Yeah, just again, the speed there. There was a big outnumber by Lavy, but they're all flat-footed around the fall of the ball, and just the speed of Gill coming through the stoppage was able to get the ball, keep moving forward.
Gill. Lyons was right on him. Take him without it.
Yep.
Free kick was there, and Gill's going to have another shot on goal.
He's so dangerous, Riley Gill. Sorry, Freaky. His forward craft is fantastic, and look at the pressure that he's put those tacklers of Lavington under, and he earns that free kick.
It's just the speed. They're hitting the contest with speed, and the Panthers aren't, and it's just putting them under a lot of pressure in that back half, and we've seen it time and time again throughout the game, and the Dogs have been able to get really, really good reward out of it, just hitting the contest with speed today.
This is for his third in the first half, Riley Gill. Has he got that one? Yeah, he snuck it in. He's just got it, Riley. Well done. He's having a day out, Freaky.
He certainly is. He's having probably his best game for the Dogs in the seniors colours so far. I'd say 3 goals in the first half. He's been outstanding, and he's not alone. There's a lot of good Dogs players out there at the moment. They're just everywhere. They've been able to dominate them, and on their half line, the back line, the middle, and the forward half, they've just been able to outrun them this quarter. And as we touched on, it just looks like they're covering the ground a little bit better than the Panthers are at the moment.
Yeah, their post-clearance work of spreading is just unbelievable, Wodonga. But 18 inside 50s to 5 this quarter. So that is a completely dominant quarter by Wodonga, and they've almost put the game to bed, as funny as that sounds, in one half of footy.
Yeah, and that's 6 straight. 6 straight for the maroon and white. So what's Adam Schneider going to say to his Panthers at half-time to rev them up and get them back in this contest? Gill just overran it. Here's Ollie Greenhill, low ball going inside 50. Now Harlan's out the back, Johnson after him. Now Johnson's calling for deliberate. We don't see it in the O&M. It never happens.
I'll tell you what, the only time I've seen it happen was in a game once, and it happened about 2 minutes apart in the first quarter of a game, and it's never happened since.
Just when you absolutely think it's not going to happen,
it happens.
It happens.
Yep.
That's the way it works. Rightio, boundary umpire back into play. Johnson picks it up and kicks a goal. Big Tommy.
Wow.
How about that? A Sanjian goal of the day.
Just really good work there by Big Tommy. Just one of your men, Lukey. Just like to Big Tommy Hawkins. Just get the ball out of the ruck and put it on the boot and be the first one of the contest. And just really smart play there from Tommy Johnson, about to kick his second goal of the game. He's been outstanding. And, yeah, the Dogs all over them at the moment. It's just been a clinic from the Bulldogs in this second quarter.
Dan, that's 7 straight.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. It's an extraordinary performance by Wodonga. I don't know whether it's more so Lavington aren't playing well, or I don't know if Wodonga are just giving them a sniff. As soon as the ball is balled up, their clearance work is amazing, their spreading is amazing, and their forward craft is second to none. So they are really pairing here, Wodonga.
They've kicked the only 6 goals of the second term, and again, that's 7 in succession. Deary me, the Panthers, they really need to pick themselves back up off the canvas and respond here. Look at Noel Bradshaw. Geez, he's a handy player. On to Yellen and over the top to Soroczynski. Maroon and white streaming forward. Puts a high ball up into the pocket. And Aiden Cook just corralled Johnson away there, so Harlan can get a crack at it. Ball's gone out of bounds anyway.
Just again, really good spread there from Soroczynski on the outside, but Noah Bradshaw, as you touched on there, Lukey, just some composure in the middle of the ground to be able to find the right man and get the Dogs going again.
Here we go. Boundary umpire. Gee, this young man's having to work. Spent a lot of time in that pocket this quarter. Sedgwick nearly got brought down. Bevan tapped it to Leash. Goes in with his head down. Good decision by the umpire.
This performance by Wodonga is really just starting to exemplify how good they'd be with their full-strength team in, because they are dominating at the moment.
Yeah, that's it. That's a good point. Lions, Miller, they fight for it. Again, a bootlace level. Man in green to take it. So we have got a 44-point lead here, 64-20.
There's a blue out there at the moment, Luke.
Yeah, it's on now. Yeah, it is. So Noah Bradshaw there, Miller's there. Ball going in quick, Harlan takes it. So Jack with possession. And these Panthers in the back line, Freaky, would be absolutely sick of seeing this, Sharon.
They certainly would be. They'd be really looking for half-time here just to be able to consolidate after what's been a pretty disastrous quarter for the Panthers in their season, really.
O'Brien. Yeah, and that brings half-time, and that has been a dominant quarter from the Maroon and White here at John Flower Oval, Martin Park in round 17. They kicked the only 6 goals of the quarter, and that made it 7 in succession. 10-4-64 plays 3-2-20 at the long break. The halftime show brought to you by Elders Rural on O&M Live, and on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything. Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Shoeback Street, Albury. OMFNL Live on 2AY.
Yes, welcome back to Martin Park, where it's a 44-point lead to the Wodonga Bulldogs, who have completely outclassed the Lavington Panthers in that second quarter. 64, the Wodonga Bulldogs lead Lavington Panthers 20. You are on the half-time show for Elders Rural, and I've got Dan Vaccaro on our 40 Wing stat sheet alongside me. And Dan, what an absolutely scintillating quarter of football from the Dogs, and had a little bit of rain around, just greasy conditions, but they were first class in that second term.
Yeah, well, we're just saying off air, Brad, that they were just unbelievable. We couldn't really describe how good they were. They were unstoppable. Like Lavington, I don't know how bad Lavington actually works. They couldn't even get their hands on the footy. So the fact that Wodonga were just able to dominate straight out of the midfield, go forward, and so clean. And then the rare occasion when they did go back, you've got Matt Wilson and Charlie Morrison there. So they are just completely dominating on all cylinders at the moment, Wodonga, and it's really shown on the stat sheet and the scoreboard.
You've just been able to have that extra forward time that they did in that second quarter. You'll be able to touch on it when we get to the stats throughout the stat sheet for 40 Wings. Just being able to set up behind the play. They were able to have a couple of spare men, whoever the ruckman was at the time, be it Zach Nugent or, as you touched on there, Matty Wilson's he's playing in a backline role, basically as a free man, which doesn't seem like it should go together if you're backman just to be free all day, because the amount of times he's been at the fall of the ball in the forward half and then being the link player in the play up the ground as well has been all the time throughout this game. He's been out everywhere, so he's been one that's all over the shop for the Panthers, and just some of the work that they've been able to get out of the middle of the ground, the Dogs as well. They've just been first class, and they really turned it on in that second term, because in the first quarter the Dogs, similar story, got out to a few goal lead, but the Panthers were able to mow them down and get back in, and I think it was about level at it was a goal at quarter time and goal the difference in favour of the Dogs. But that second term they just turned it on. So maybe we'll have a look at the stat sheet and see what the numbers tell us.
We will go through the stat sheet for 40 Winks, but we did touch on that midfield pre-game. We said that that's going to be the real advantage for Wodonga, and it's really showing. Mathy and Yalland have just been unbelievable, and even Noah Bradshaw as well. That quarter really came to the forefront. But we'll go through the stats. Not really flattering for Lavington Panthers. So the center clearance count, Wodonga have had 4. Lavington Panthers have just had the 1. The free kick count, it's been pretty well adjudicated, but Wodonga have had the advantage in the free kick, so 11-5. Generally reminiscent of getting to the footy first as well. And the inside 50 count, 33 inside 50s, that half for Wodonga. They had 20 in the second quarter, and Lavington have only had 14 for the game. So that's obviously where the game's won and lost. They've doubled
dominance.
Their inside 50, so completely dominance. Lavington have only taken the 2 marks inside 50, and Wodonga have taken 6, so they've been a lot more potent when they've gone forward as well. And then we go through the stats for each player as well that we're taking today, and it's been a really even spread for Wodonga. Josh Mathy's been good with 14 disposals. Noah Bradshaw's had 10, Jorgensen 10, and Tom Miller 10 and 2 goals. And Matt Wilson, who we spoke about, he's just literally doing whatever he wants, which is amazing for him, and he's had the 12 disposals. And then over for Lavington, we have got some players that need a lift. I thought Jakey O'Brien's game's been pretty good. He's had the 12 disposals to half-time. Ben Ashley Cooper, super quiet. He's only had 4 disposals. Tommy Hargrove's been solid with 11. Young Jack Costello's trying. He's hard out as well, and these conditions suit him. He's had the 7 disposals. And Nick Sedgwick, he spent a little bit of time off the field, but he's only had the 6 disposals. that half as well.
Nick Cedric copped a couple of really heavy hits, one in the first quarter down in their forward half, and one in that second quarter to come off with the blood rule. So might be a little bit of reasoning there why he has been a little bit quieter today. But as you touched on there, Dan, when the Dogs have had opportunities inside their forward half, as Luke Francis, who's about to tuck into a sausage roll, and said numerous times, they kicked 7 straight goals in this game, taking their opportunities. And probably the highlight for me is just their play in their forward half between Jorgensen and Kyle Winter-Irving throughout the ruck, and just being able to get themselves first use. And obviously young Riley Gill has kicked 3 goals in the first half, been outstanding for the Dogs, and just the pace that they've been able to put on the game, where it looks like the Panthers are just a little bit stagnant
Every
today.
contest they hit with pace. And that man you mentioned there, Kyle Winter-Irving, I feel like sometimes he's not really talked about, and he's maybe a little bit maligned as well for Wodonga, but his role playing is unbelievable, because he's on the same page as every one of those forwards, and that's what's coming to the forefront with those taps. And even Tom Johnson as well is doing the same for those small guys.
Well, Kyle Winter-Irving, as you say there, it's the role that he plays in the side. He's probably not, you get him in the club as a forward, you probably think he's got to kick a bag load of goals, but it is the role. Last week we were here, he played a really solid role for 2.5 quarters on Tommy Boyd, who in the first quarter last week who had his own footy, but then Kyle Winter-Irving was able to slow his influence in the game until late in the game. But similar today, he's able to get his role done, and it's obviously not great conditions out there for big forwards, but he's hitting packs, bringing the smalls into it, giving them first use when they do have stoppages in that forward half as well. So it's really, really good stuff for the Dogs, and they'd be really pleased with how they've played that first half. But Dan, if you're in Adam Schneider in the Lavington coach's box now inside the change rooms at half time, what's the messaging that you'd be going through? What are some of the things that you might be able to do to try and swing this game back in your favour?
Well, the hardest thing for Lavington is you sort of don't know where to start, because they've got to just get their hands on the footy. They're just not touching the footy enough, and it's starting from the midfield. So they've almost got to, I don't know if you throw a couple of magnets around to get some blokes in the midfield that are going to start winning that footy, because they've got to figure out a way. They've got an advantage in the ruck, let's face it. I know Nugent's been really good, but Tim Hanna's one of the premier ruckmen in the competition.
No contest.
There is no contest. So Lavington have got to figure out how they're going to get their hands on the footy first, and then when they do get it forward, they need to figure out how to lock it in. So their defensive pressure up forward hasn't been good enough when they have gone forward. So when they do, and that's okay, you obviously don't want to be half of what Wodonga's inside 50 is, but you don't necessarily have to win the inside 50s, but you have to keep the ball camps, especially on a day like today. Keeping it in there for 15, 20 minutes could mean the game, and that's the deciding factor. So not only do Lavington have to get their hands on the footy, they've got to figure out how to get it forward and keep it forward, which I don't have an answer for. It's really hard.
But that's probably one of the things you touched on there that's been really impressive for the Dogs. You look at the conditions that we've had. We've just again had a really misty shower go through, and I think it is still out there at the moment. It's just not conducive to fast play, but the Dogs seem to be running on top of the ground, moving the ball quick in such you wouldn't think they're conducive to quick footy conditions, and they've just been able to do that a lot better than what the Panthers have, and they fully deserve the lead that they've got at the moment, which is 44 points here at Martin Park. And yet you listen to the halftime show brought to you by Elders Rural, and as we say, the Dogs would be super pleased with their first half. And if we have a look at just some of the other scores at the moment in the Ovens and Murray, I'll just get the page up on my phone. Some other big games, obviously, that this game is really at the forefront of, and obviously the other ones in the Ovens and Murray. If we have a look at Raiders up by 13 points at half-time there against Coral Rutherglen, 29-16. And a big game that will concern that the Tigers, Albury Tigers, will be looking at the result of this one, is between the Tigers and the Magpies. Maggies up by 9 points at half-time there, 47-38. Wangaratta Rovers out to a 33-point lead against Myrtleford, which is not easy to do up there at the McNamara Reserve. And Yarrawonga up over North Albury, as probably to be expected down there at JC Low, over 26 points at half-time, 58-36. So, as we say, the Albury Tigers supporters, probably not the players, would be definitely be keeping an eye on what's going on here, and it not looking good for the Albury Tigers season.
No, well, it's basically curtains if we don't get over the line today, and and then obviously if they go down to Wang, we could be seeing a final series without Albury Tigers, which sounds so strange because I don't reckon that's happened in over almost 2 decades now. I think pre-2009 since Albury last didn't make the final, so that's just astonishing stats. So we could be seeing in September without Albury, which I'm sure a lot of neutrals will like to see, but I'm sure Albury won't be happy about, Freaky.
Yeah, now earlier today we had the girls go down and watch the netball down at Yarrawonga v North Albury. Big game down there at the JC Low over. We had Tam Matthews and Alicia Anderson down there, so we've just got a Ray White Rural netball update brought to you, about to come up from Ray White Rural.
This is Tamara Matthews with the R&M Live netball wrap-up, thanks to Ray White.
We're clear.
Cheers, mate. Just going into an ad after this, Trenner.
Yep.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be? Shaping lives through nursing? Building communities through community services? Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science? With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
Zero 0.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
Straight back into it. Jones's Plumbing Plus. Showroom and trade store now open. 384 Wagga Road, Lavington. Credit.
Get more with the
Welcome back, everyone, to John Flower Oval, Martin Park. And we've started the third term here. We're about 40 seconds in, and it's brought to you by the locker room at the SS&A. It's just a fantastic episode, too, of the halftime show. Amazing. Probably some of the best sports broadcasting I've ever heard.
Good to see you listened in, Lukey.
Yep.
Brad Freak and Dan Vaccaro. Just wonderful.
I don't need to comment anymore, Luke.
Yeah,
Thank you.
You've nailed it.
No, that's it, boys. Okay, here we go. Ball on the far side, right of centre wing. Zach Nugent got a hand to it. Noah Bradshaw's been so good in this game so far. Handball's over his head. Greenhill tried to knock it along the ground. Tom Hargrave goes in. Ben Ashley Cooper quickly on his boot. Here's Morrison. Isn't he playing a game? In fact, all the Bulldogs are. They're up and about today, the doggies. Here's Carl Winner Irving in front of Spina. Ball heading towards the boundary line on the far side. And it goes out of the field of play.
We just got some of that, real misty, fine rain is just coming over the oval at the moment. It's just going to make things just a little bit more slippery than what it already was. So,
what do you reckon it is, Luke? You missed this time or what? What are you going to give it?
I'm going to go with drizzle
okay.
This time. So we've missed, drizzle. What else have we had? Rain. I think there was something else in there too, wasn't there, Dan? Don't know. Here goes Morrison. Yep, that's him. Charlie to Sorochinsky, who picks it up. Quickly on the boot, a short one. Taken by Drew Bevan for the Panthers. Off to Annette. Here goes Chris. Right out wide here to Jake O'Brien. They must make something out of this. Lavington, they need to link up. It's going to be hard with this wet footy. Inboard to Annette. So he provides something from behind. So he inside 50 here. Pierce Street end. Oosterhoff out the front. Charlie Morrison, he is just playing an absolute blinder.
Yep.
Greenhill off the ground, out of bounds.
I think he's asserted himself to best on ground at the moment, Charlie.
Well, that's it.
They just needed to get the ball in a little bit quicker there, the Panthers. They had a couple out there, Oosterhoff and Nick Sedgwick in their forward half, with just one-on-one opponents, and they just slowed the ball up. It allowed Charlie Morrison to float back in there and just become a spare man right in front of them, and just be able to affect that contest and not let them mark the footy.
Tom Hargrave, right foot, Wilson off his chest. Here's Noah Bradshaw, taken down from behind. Play goes on. Yellen, beautiful hand pass. Out the side to Liam Andrews. Left foot, right up towards their half-forward flank. Ball wide out. And that has gone out of bounds on the full.
It looks like it's a free kick to Lavington as well. In the marking contest there, I think there was an infringement. So that's going to go in the way of... He pointed that way. So, yeah, it's going to go in the way of Lavington.
Yep, so Tom Hargrave. In fact, it's Jack Harlan right out there with the ball. Now, Dan, our inside 50s were crazy in the second term and basically overall for the game so far.
Yeah, so the whole inside 50 count is 33 inside 50s to 15 in favour of Wodonga, obviously.
Yeah. Unreal. Ben Ashley Cooper, Noah Bradshaw takes him in a tackle. Costello out the back to Tom Hargrave. Short ball. Darcy Smith, he had to take that. Venturoni. He goes in, and then getting it out wide. Here's Darcy Smith, left foot. Going in wide out here. Pierce Street end, Sedgwick. Waltman on him. Ball's gone out of bounds.
See, I don't mind that from the Panthers. Just a little bit more speed on the footy there. Darcy Smith moved up the ground a little bit, which used his leg speed. Dan called for it probably a little bit earlier just to get him up the ground a little bit more, get involved, because he has got that bit of speed that the Panthers do sort of lack in that forward half. Get him around the footy and get the ball moving quicker into their forward half.
10-4 plays 3-2 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. The Doggies with a huge lead here at John Flower Oval, Martin Park in round 17. Brad Freaks, special comments for the Newmarket Hotel. Dan Vaccaro for 40 Winks and Luke Francis for McRae Motors.
Jack Yellen's just been a bull for the Dogs today, hasn't he? Just, again, on the bottom of the pack there, putting another really solid tackle on. Today's conditions really suit him and he's been able to come to the fore for him.
Here goes Tom Hargrave bursting forward into the pocket here, over the back, bouncing ball. Nice win from Brodie out the front. Aidan Cook picks it up though, and he's taken down and gone cold. Well done from the Doggies. Connor Brodie to win it back in their back pocket. Pierce Street and far side.
Guys, just like Nick Sedgwick again. I'm not sure exactly what happened. I didn't see it. Just really slow to get up. Looks like it might be a knee this time. He's certainly been in the wars today.
Yeah, he has. Came off at the blood rule just prior to half-time. Good pick up by Brad Freak. Thanks to the Newmarket. Here's Yelland. Jack with a short ball out of defence to Charlie Morrison. who's just playing off the charts footy today, to the half-forward flank, right out wide here. Winner Irving keeps it in. Leash is going back for it. Miller comes from the other side and meets him. Gee, that was strong.
Wow.
And then Tom got it to Mathy. The old 1-2. Josh goes short. Noah Bradshaw weaves out, has a shot, right foot snap, and one behind. 65 plays 20. That's right, 65 plays 20. If you just joined us on O&M Live, the doggy's up on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard.
Boys, just Nick Cedric here, just in the hands of the trainers, just getting carried off. He doesn't look like in a good way at all there. He's very slow. This is right at the other end of the ground, so nowhere near the play. But, very slow to come off the ground.
Yeah, what you don't want to see. Wish him all the best.
Yep.
Yeah, he's having trouble putting weight on one of his feet here. It might be his right foot. He's in a bit of trouble, as Brad Freak has just told you. Here come the Panthers, out of the fence this time, to the half-back flank. Leash had to go back with it. Soroczynski just off the ground. That was smart. Now here's a chance for Jet Cassidy. To Soroczynski. Matt, short ball, good. Very nice. Into Dan Wortman.
Yeah, really good play there by Jet Cassidy, and then Soroczynski as well. Jet just being able to draw the Lavington defender in, then Soroczynski just on the right side be able to hit Dan Wortman. And I can't imagine, Dan, that Dan Wortman would get forward that often to kick too many goals.
No, I don't think he does, but he's an honest player, Dan. Let's see if he's got the leg.
This to get the margin out to 51. Dan Wortman unloads, and another goal to the Maroon and White. They are absolutely on fire. Here at John Flower Oval, Martin Park on O&M Live. They are tearing it apart, Brad Freak.
Yeah, just, again, really good work there from the Dogs and really nice finish there from Dan Wortman. Just, obviously, as we said, probably doesn't get forward that often to be able to sneak through a goal here or there. So, look at him, he's pumped his chest up. He's going to be wandering down there. He's probably going to have a word to his Lavington opponent. So, I've kicked a goal. What are you going to do today?
He's one of the great men, Freckle, and if this isn't a statement for Wodonga Bulldogs to the rest of the O&M competition on the eve of finals, they are just playing faultless footy, I would call it.
Yeah, you're right about that, Dan. So it's got to be said they were disappointing. As we said, against the Rovers here 7 days ago, well, aren't they responding right now with a vengeance? As O'Neill sends one to the half-forward flank, went through K. Mimo's hands. Here's Clemson. Well done from the young man. Long ball to half-forward, but that man again. Charlie Morrison is playing a game and a half.
I think we talk about Charlie, as obviously one of the best defenders in the competition, but I think the conversation around him needs to change. Just being one of the best players in the competition. He does the job week in, week out. He's absolutely outstanding for the Dogs, and he's probably the most important player for his team in the whole competition.
Yeah, I agree.
It's a 51-point lead to the Wodonga Bulldogs over the Lavington Panthers. So we've gone 8.5 here on the NZ Albury time clock. Third turn's brought to you by the Locker Room at the SS&A. And we've got a boundary throw in just outside the 50 here. Hospital end, far side. Boundary umpire hurls it back. Johnson and Hannah in the ruck. Here goes Tim on the second attempt. Left foot down the line. Morrison after it. Yep, that's right. Charlie in front of Darcy Smith. Ball out of bounds.
Yeah, just really good work there from Charlie Morrison. I mean, obviously, how much more are we going to talk about him? He's been outstanding. But the Dogs as a whole today have been simply outstanding since quarter time onwards. They haven't given the Panthers a sniff at all. And I'd like to... How many inside 50s since quarter time have Lavington had on the 40-wing stat sheet, Dan?
They had 5 in the second quarter, and they've had 3 already this quarter, so yes.
How many the Dogs had in that period?
Wodonga have had 35 inside 50s.
Bradshaw taken down, gone. So Tim Hannah will take the kick here. Let's have a look and see if they can get a major here. They need one desperately, Lavington. Driscoll dropped it. Mathy at the front. Ball came out. Sam Hargrave just off the deck here. And then Robertson tried to do the same. Guess who? Charlie Morrison trying to get through the pack. Well done, Brody. He goes in. Gee, it's fierce down there. Quite frenetic. Ball at ground level. Another ball up.
It has to be fair to say the Panthers have been pretty hard at the contest all day. They just haven't had much of the football. That's pretty simple. The Dogs have had way more of the footy in their hands and just been able to dominate the game.
And they've been a lot cleaner in close, Freaky, haven't they, with their handballing?
Yeah, they certainly have been. They just blow their knees. They've been first class today, the Dogs.
Sam Hargrave over the footy. He's taken off it. K. Mimo, short one.
No, holding the man. Sam Hargraves just got dragged off. I think it's Noah Bradshaw. He's just a little bit to go on there, but a definite free kick. Sort of just dragged him along the ground without the footy.
So Sam Hargrave, 75 out for the Panthers. Short ball to Jake O'Brien. Now he's too far out to kick a goal here, Jake, with a wet footy. He's got to pick out a target. Corby Robertson leads. Jake completely ignores him, goes for home, and hands to it going through for 1- score. 71 plays 21, a 50-point lead to the Wodonga Bulldogs on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. We're in the third term.
Yeah, it was a good play there by Jake O'Brien. Just get the ball in a bit quicker to his deep forwards, who have obviously haven't had much opportunity today, but before, the likes of Charlie Morris and the other Dogs defenders can flood back, get the ball in there and give him a chance.
Yellen finds Wilson, true half-back flank for the Doggies, to Noah Bradshaw. Beautiful delivery. Noah, chip kick over the top to Adam Jorgensen. Chopping free kick paid to Adam, and he plays on quickly in the blonde hairdo. Gets a high ball inside 50. Cassidy out. Drop the mark. Play goes on. Darcy Smith joins him at the contest. Clemson picks it up out the back to Lyons. He might concede here. He does. 72 plays 21. The Doggies up on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. We're going to 11.5 third turn thanks to NZ.
Yeah, Noah Bradshaw as well. He's had 4 disposals already this quarter. He moves his total up to 14. Really having an influence on this game on the 40-wing stat sheet.
We'll go around the grounds very shortly thanks to Mr. Stoves. Here's Venturoni, taken by Ben Ashley Cooper. Umpire pings him. Too long for Reese. Yeah. Ben out wide to Darcy Smith. Check Cassidy mans the mark. True centre wing far side. Darcy. And what's he got forward of the ball here? So many Doggies have got back in defence. To the arc of the 50. Free kick. And this one's going to the maroon and white. Dan, I'll let you guess who's got it.
That'll be Charlie Morrison. No great surprise there.
To Noel Bradshaw. Crazy. I don't know how many he's had.
Wish I took his numbers.
Yeah. Well, you need 2 pens, Dan, and one in each hand. Noel Bradshaw. Down the line to Johnson. The net off the ground by Fist. Miller. Try to swing out of it. Well done, Gaffney. Left foot down the line for the Panthers on the far side. Mark taken by Yellen. Wants to square it up.
Ben
to
Super.
Wortman.
Jack Yellen.
To Sorochinsky. They're coming out broadcast side now. Venturoni to Andrews. This is far too easy, Freaky.
Yeah, it is, but he can't go quick down the line because Jack Driscoll's behind the play here. His next target is Adam Jorgensen, so I'm pretty sure I know who's going to mark that.
Andrews.
Oh, no, I
don't. Adam Jorgensen has reeled in a freakish mark, plays on, and jams it home. That is one of the plays of the year in the Ovens and Murray.
Well, I don't know a lot, Lukey, because I said that it was Jack Driscoll and Adam Jorgensen going the marking contest. Gave Jorgie no hope, leapt above him, took a one-handed mark around him, and then wheeled into 50 with absolutely no pressure and kicked a goal on a wet day. It was simply outstanding play, and it's, elite body and paint mark play of the day.
I reckon that's one of the goals of the year for mine. He took a one-handed specky on the biggest man on the field and then reeled and bagged it from 50 metres out. That is unbelievable play by Adam Jorgensen, and that's really reminiscent of Wodonga's day. It's just going perfectly for him, Lukey.
Yeah, you're right, Dan. So a dry weather play from Adam Jorgensen in his new blonde hairdo. Oh, you'll have to stick with it now. There's Jake O'Brien, left foot. Darcy Smith. Wortman over it. Holding free kick. Dogs will get it again. Well, they are just absolutely blitzing the Panthers today. All over them. Noah Bradshaw steers one in. Mimo to Jack Mathy. Gets a quick kick forward here. Rushed inside 50 at the hospital end. And now this ball might be tied up. Sorochinsky over it. Umpire to take control. 78 plays 21. 12-6-78 plays 3-3-21 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard.
On a wet day too, Lukey.
On a wet day, Dan, yeah. Quick one out of the pack. Jack Mathy are behind. Freaky?
Yeah, it certainly was. Just a really good, another little bit of play there as well by the ruckman there, and Kyle Winter-Irving getting a bit of space out for Jack Mathy. He was able to have a quick snap there, but yeah, just a little bit too easy at times there for the Dogs, especially in that build-up play, just able to move the ball, and just there was a few Lavington players that came up to try and score, but just didn't impact the contest at all and let the Dogs kick the ball moving forward.
Costello brought down by a couple of Bulldogs, and the umpire to take it again. So Jesse Hart out, Sean Driscoll out for the Panthers. Gee, they desperately like them today, Dan, but we knew in the pre-game was going to hurt them. Didn't think it would hurt them this much.
I'll tell you the honest truth, Luke. I reckon if they had them, their best team in, I don't know if it would make a huge difference the way Wodonga are playing.
You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Here's Robertson. Right foot. High ball. Pierce Street end going in. And Aiden Cook couldn't grab it on the second attempt. Wilson's got him. Spun him around. Robertson. Corby for goal. That one heading left. Miller gets back. Just dropped it. He's got enough time though. In fact, he's got half an hour. Over the top to Venturoni. He'll receive it back. No. Reese couldn't get him. And he's disappointed, Freaky.
Yeah, he certainly is. They didn't really have anybody to go down the line to there, but they could have just taken up some space. So just really poor execution of skill there from Reese Venturoni.
Yeah, third turn brought to you by the Locker Room at the SS&A. Special comments by Brad Freak today for the Newmarket Hotel. Denver Carr on the 40-week stat sheet. And Luke Francis calling for McRae Motors. Miller, or taken high there. Umpire's not going to call it. And he'll have it for a ball up.
Just still got the spare. Matty Wilson in the goal square with the two Lavington defenders in there. Lavington forwards with their defenders as well. So it's not going to be easy for the Panthers if they get a quick kick forward here for their forward line.
It's going to be coming back in here. So the Panthers have it through Manor. Here he goes, Cody. He tried to kick a torp. He came off the side of his boot and fortuitously ends up in the hands of Corby Robertson.
Yeah, he's just called it perfectly there, Lukey. Sorry, Dan. Just went for a big barrel, just tried to get something going. Came off the side of his boot, and yeah, Corby Robinson just playing in front of his Wodonga opponent was able to take a mark. Probably going to kick this from about 30 metres out directly in front.
Now finally, we're going to see a Panthers goal. Sorry, we haven't seen one.
You've done it now, Luke.
You haven't jinxed them, have you?
Well, surely. 30 out directly in front. Pierce Street end. Please put it through, Corby. He does. Yeah, so they get one here, the Panthers. 79 plays 27 on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. The Wodonga Bulldogs with a mighty lead.
Yeah, that was their first mark inside 50 since the first quarter, Lukey. So that's reminiscent of the day for Lavington. It's been a dog-old day, and Wodonga have been just perfect, really, today. They've really dominated, so nothing more than a consolation, and we're saying that halfway through the third quarter. Dominant display, and just some of their plays just haven't sort of been good enough today. Ben Ashley Cooper, he's only under 5 disposals. Jack Costello, he's been solid. He's only had the 8. Tommy Hargraves tried all day, but yeah, it's the Wodonga Bulldogs at the moment. They're just flying.
The thing is, Freaky, we've got such a long way to go in this footy game, haven't we?
Yeah, we certainly do. There's plenty left out here to play for the Panthers, so let's see if they can keep putting the right foot forward for the rest of this game.
Mimo, almost taken down after he got his kick away. Robertson again, trying to screen through the pack. Jet Cassidy over it. Robertson goes again. Numbers around the peel here, umpire to take it.
We just go around the grounds for Mr. Stove's Pool World. 3-point game between Wangaratta and Albury down to the Norm Minns, and Coral within 8 points of the Raiders. Now they were down by 20 points earlier in that game.
Okay, too close he's there. Holding the ball. Bulldogs are going to get it through Jet Cassidy. Now Jet, he's about to pump it in here. Hospital end, pack about to form, many hands up, comes out the front. Let's have a look here. And now Wilson with it, Aiden Cook there also. Greenhill around the ball with Tom Johnson, and Ned on the other side. Umpire to take control. We will have a ball up. 25 out from goal here at the hospital end. 79 plays 27. Doggies up, Inspirations Paint scoreboard. Ben Ashley Cooper tried to go off the ground. Gaffney overran it. Josh Mathy out to Jack Mathy. Flicked it over his head by handball. Jack Driscoll comes in and he's taken by Johnson. 15 out now, a stoppage. Umpire up in the air. Johnson over his head. Here goes Jorgensen again. A chance at a second. Picks it up. High ball, that one wide and going out of bounds on the full, and the Panthers will get it in their back pocket.
Just really good pressure there by Will Leash behind him there from on Adam Jorgensen. They're not able to give him a clear run of the footy and just is able to nullify his attempted goal.
Spina to Gaffney, a late inclusion, back to Jono. Here he goes, Spina to the half-forward flank broadcast side. Morrison swung Hannah around off the ball. And then Cook weaving through traffic, right foot, gets it forward here. And then Venturoni got hands to it. O'Brien at the front. O'Neill joins the contest. Well done from O'Neill to Wilson. That was nice work. And then Matt on the boot, kicked to Nana. Jet Cassidy ends up with him. Right of centre wing. So they're up 79-27, the maroon and white. Just been all over it today. That's a rough kick from Jet.
I reckon that's nearly just a kick for touch. He didn't really have a lot down the line to go to. The Panthers had some pretty good representation behind the footy. And just,
you reckon that was a deliberate sort of mung kick?
Well, yeah, I think he wanted to put it in that direction, but it's a good result.
Yeah, yep.
For Wodonga.
So they gain about 35 to 40 metres. Jack Driscoll. Oh, I thought he went to ground himself there. Anyway, here goes Jack on the broadcast side. 1494 2AY. O&M live on a Saturday afternoon at John Flower Oval, Martin Park. Aiden Cook went too early.
I'm not sure if it was a push in the back, and I certainly don't think it was an unrealistic attempt either. I think Aiden Cook can hold himself pretty unlucky there.
And
probably even her up in her, I think.
Andrews went to Wilson. Here goes Matt. High ball to the arc of the 50. Johnson came in from the side. Josh Mathy got it over the top. Clemson. Oh, not the best hand pass. Here's Miller. Then Jack Mathy at the bottom. Players go in. And the umpire will take control again. 79 plays 27. 12-7, 79 plays 4-3, 27. The Wodonga Bulldogs up on their home turf. That's on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard. So we have another stoppage. 40 out from goal. Hospital ends. Jake O'Brien hooks it around his body. Right foot. Sam Hargrave is there. And he might be taken down in a tackle. He is. You guessed it. Man in green to have it, Freaky.
Yeah, just plenty of numbers around the footy here at the moment. And the Dogs are about to have two behind the ball free. It's obviously, Liam Andrews is about to be manned up here. And Zach Nugent's a kick behind the ball free as well here. So the Dogs are pretty well set up.
Haven't played for 14 days, the Panthers, since they hosted the Wang Magpies at the Lavington Sports Ground. And you just wonder whether they're out of touch at the moment, Dan.
Yeah, well, it looks like they are. It obviously hasn't helped them that 14 days, but I just think, even though they haven't been at their best today, Lavington, I think it's just kudos to Wodonga. I think they've been so good in the contest all day, and that was no exception to that play there.
Yeah, you're right. It really is probably more of the Bulldogs playing great footy, Freaky, rather than the Panthers playing poorly.
Yeah, it certainly is. The Dogs have been first class today, and we saw them last week here against the Wangaratta Rovers, and they were good in patches, but they weren't able to put together a performance like they have since quarter time today at any period last week. And yeah, they've just had their hands on the footy, and there's an errant kick there by Tim Hanna, accidentally kicks the ball out of bounds on the full. But yeah, the Dogs have just been first class today, and they haven't allowed Lavington to really get any of their game going whatsoever at any point in this game.
Here's Greenhill, just down in front of our commentary position. Ollie is about to put it on the boot here to the 50 paint. Hannah, good hands in the wet. Now Tim, he's going to switch this. Oh no. Miller's picked it up and he's taken down by Costello. Luckily gone. So Tom Miller, Tim Hannah, I don't know what he was thinking there. Bad skill error, Dan, and it could have been disastrous.
Well, he's a ruckman. That's all I'll say.
Tom Hargrave to the pocket. Here's Jack Harland. And I can tell you now he's got nothing to kick to, Jack. He doesn't know what to do with this. He's so indecisive. Chips it over the top. Did nicely in the end to find Tom Hargrave, who presented for him. Freaky, we'll go to you. And what have you got for us at the moment, mate?
Yeah, if we go around the ground, so Mr. Stove's Pool World, and a couple of games that are close in the Ovens and Murray. I'll go back to you, Lukey.
Josh Mathy breaks away, turnover inside 50, hospital end, and they get another. 85 plays 27. The Wodonga Bulldogs up. They are streaking away on the Inspirations Paint scoreboard.
Yeah, they were. Just a real errant handball there from John Ospina in the back half. They just fumbled the ball and Josh Matthew straight onto it and was able to run in from about 35 metres and put a goal through the middle for the Dogs. As I was just saying, if we go around the ground, so Mr. Stove's Pool World at the John Ford over. Cora only now 2 points behind the Wodonga Raiders, 31-29, and the Albury Tigers have taken the lead against the Wangaratta Magpies by 4 points, 51-47 there. Wangaratta Rovers up by 50 points over against Myrtleford, and Yarrawonga up by 29 points against the North Albury.
And back here live at John Flower Oval, Martin Park, it's a 10-goal break to the Maroon and White. 58 points they lead by. Here's Wilson at half-back. How many now, Dan?
Matt Wilson is up to the 16.
That's on the 40-wing stat sheet. Here is Ollie Greenhill, just right of a centre, or the heart of Martin Park. And he goes again with a 40-metre kick towards Tom Johnson. Oh, nearly got it. Out the back to Jorgensen, who kicked one of the goals of the year in this term. There's Mimo over it. And he's about to be brought down. Gone. In the back, in fact. So Mimo is going to win the pill back again for his team. Inside 50 here. Spina at the back. Hannah had to go back. Well done by Jono Spina. Missed Costello with the hand pass. He's got time to mop up. Weaves back inside. Well done, young man. Then on the boot, 40-metre kick towards Wilson, who sits under it. Sam Hargrave out the back to Lyons. Tom Hargrave, he's going to be gone here. Wow. And call for a throw. Freaky, the pressure is enormous from the Bulldogs.
Yeah, and just the hunger still within this game. 10-goal break, but they're still fighting for every contest and trying to win the ball back at every opportunity.
How's our inside 50s now, Dan?
Yeah, well, they've had 12 for this quarter. Wodonga and Lavington have had the 8.
Chet Cassidy. And he got no intention of passing this off, Chet. Let's have a look. He's 55 out. He runs around, and that is absolutely horrendous. 13-7-85. The Bulldogs well and truly up over the Panthers 4-3-27. And that is the third term, which was brought to you by the locker room at the SS&A. This is O&M Live, and remember, on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
What's your future look like? Where do you want to be?
AT Jones, your local Onga specialists for all your irrigation needs. Kia Street, Albury.
O&M Live on 2A1.
With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and well-being, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton 0.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.
.100% locally owned and operated.
O&M Live on 2AY.
Welcome back to John Flower Oval, Martin Park, and at three-quarter time, it is a 58-point lead to the Wodonga Bulldogs. They are absolutely charging away over the Lavington Panthers. Bit of a la bamba playing here, Freaky.
That's not bad. Not bad.
I don't mind it.
You don't mind it, Dan?
Might be the secret to Wodonga's success today, I reckon.
They're better than last week's. I'll give it that much.
Yeah, no, fair enough. Rightio, Dan, let's get our McRae Motors quarters best.
Yeah, well, for Lavington, there wasn't too many signs, but Tom Hargrave keeps trying. He had 6 disposals. I mean, just in terms of not being terrible, I think Tom Hargrave is the McRae Motors quarters best for Lavington. And over for Wodonga, you can take your pick, but Charlie Morrison has just been unbelievable off that half-back line. He has been unstoppable, I think, Lukey, is the best way to describe it. And also, young Noah Bradshaw has been fantastic. 7 disposals, but it's not the touches, it's what he does with them, and he's so silky smooth in the contest. He's brought his own dry footy today. So those two guys for me are McRae Motors quarters best for Wodonga.
Well, Lavington have visited the kennel this afternoon, Freaky, and it has been a dog of a day for them.
Yeah, it certainly has been for the Panthers, and I know as you guys have called, I'd love to know the total disposal mark for both teams, because I just feel like the Dogs they've had double the amount of football that the Panthers have had, and it's mainly been the Dogs not being able to. Sorry, not the Panthers, just not being able to get the game going, not being able to play their way. The Dogs have just been first class today in every effort, and I'm sure they'll want to finish the game strongly, because last week they didn't, Luke. Remember in last week's game against the Rovers really come over the top of them and was able to put on about 6 or 7 goals in the last quarter. So I'm sure the Dogs would like to make amends for that this week by finishing this game really strongly.
Yeah, that's right, Freaky. So let's see if they can finish off this afternoon, Wodonga, here at John Flower Oval. And we're about to see the final tournament. It's brought to you by Mac Jack Sheds here on O&M Live, 1494 2AY. So Nugent in the ruck up against Hannah. Hannah won it clearly. Ball on the deck here. Tim goes again. And here's Tom Hargrave to Ben Ashley Cooper. Off the ground goes Ben. Rolling ball towards the arc of the 50. Darcy Smith overran it. O'Brien going back with Wilson, heading towards the boundary line just under the scoreboard. And the ball has gone out of bounds.
Yeah, if we just go quickly around the grounds for Mr. Stove's Pool World, just to keep people updated with other games in the Ovens and Murray. 2-point lead to the Wodonga Raiders at three-quarter time over Cora Rutherglen, and an 8-point lead to the Albury Tigers at three-quarter time against Wangaratta Magpies. Wangaratta Rovers up by 49 points against Myrtleford, and 23-point lead for Yarrawonga over North Albury.
Thanks to Mr. Stoves. There's Sam Hargrave. His kick got smothered. And then Costello left foot. Couldn't swing it around enough. Ball's gone out of bounds on the full. So Doggies to get it in their back pocket. Dan Warpman to take possession here. What's your standout stat today, Dan, thanks to 40 Winks? It's probably that inside 50s.
The inside 50 counts has been astonishing. It's 45 inside 50s to 23 in this game. So that's where the dominant display begins. And I guess it's more so the fact that they've just got their hands on the footy more, and that's reminiscent of those inside 50s.
Manor brought down. Umpire's got it here. 60 out from goal at the hospital end. He's trying to find out who the ruck nominations are. It's Hannah and Nugent. Hannah again, trying to get through the pack. Nugent had a hold of his Guernsey. High ball, Osterhoff. We haven't seen much of him today. In fact, there's been so many Panthers down on form. Here's Sorochinski tearing onto it. Oh, great work from Matt. Just burst away. And look at the kick. Wow, freaky. That was exquisite.
Oh, outstanding in these conditions.
On to Josh Matey. Now Adam will have to run back at this. Turns around at a crucial stage, but dropped it. Costello gets it out the back. Lions. Adam Jorgensen's got him. Umpire to take control here. 40 out Pierce Street end.
Oh, that work from Matt Sorochinski on the wing here. Just saw the Lavington opponent running at him and just thought, I'm just going to take you on and just bet him. And the kick to Kyle Irving in board was even better.
Yeah, you're right about that. Sorochinski, it reminded me of a man with a similar name. Wodonga from Geelong.
Wojo.
Yeah, Wojo. He used to tear off half-back like that. Three-time premiership player with the Cats. There's Yelland. Spina wins front spot in front of winner Irving, and Kyle gives him a punch in the back. A frustrating one. Spina out wide. Lyons. And then Wilson's over the top of him. Free kick, holding. Costello will probably take this for the Panthers. No, it's going to Oscar Lyons.
Yeah, just held on to him a little bit there. Just a little bit, I guess, panicky. Just thought that Oscar Lyons was just going to get the footy there. Probably no need for it. He had plenty of other Bulldogs players around him to help nullify the contest.
Good mark from Venturoni. Sneaking into the back of the pack here. Left of centre wing. Right out on the far side. 30-metre kick up the line. Oscar Lyons in front. Dropped it. Jorgensen in front of the net. And then Tom Hargrave. Short ball to Sam, his brother. Down the line with a tumbling one. Charlie Morrison, he's played dry weather footy today. There's Charlie to Venturoni. Through the hands of Clemson. Lyons goes again. Jorgensen over the top of him. Man in green to take the ball.
Yeah, I'll just do regular around the grounds in this last quarter because it has big implications for the Dogs in this last term. If they're able to win and the Tigers lose, they will lock up a final spot. So 7-point lead there for the Albury Tigers starting in that last quarter against the Wangaratta Magpies.
Thanks to Mr. Stokes. Here's Costello breaking away. Right of the centre, Dan Wortman. Now here's Darcy Smith. He's dangerous when he gets around goal. Darcy goes long at the sticks and puts it through. That's a great goal to Darcy Smith. 85 plays 33. The Doggies up though on the Border Carpet scoreboard. And we're in the fourth term, which is brought to you by Matt Jack Sheds.
It's just a really good display of Darcy Smith's skills that he brings to this side. Obviously a bit of pace and finishing around goals. Was able to break away there from his opponent and just run into the 50, which was relatively open, and kick a really nice goal from about 40-45 metres out on what have been pretty tricky conditions in front of goal today. And obviously another opportunity. The Panthers really haven't had a lot, so good in Darcy Smith to be able to take his opportunity there in front of goals.
Yeah, only their second goal since the first quarter, Lavington Panthers, so it's been a fair old drubbing this game.
Yeah, you're right about that, Dan. So it's a 52-point lead here to the home side. The Doggies, as Manor goes out, Cody, and he'll find mature. And there he is, the brother of Sean Manor, who's playing so well at the Cats, Freaky.
You'd know all about it, Luke.
Yeah.
You're the expert there, mate. I'm not going to comment.
Well, he kicked a seal last week against Freo, Dan. It was a beauty over in Perth, wasn't it?
Coming leaps and bounds, Shawnee Manor. He was a great at O&M, and he did his bit in the VFL, and now he's making his mark in the AFL.
That's right. Drafted out of Werribee. Former Lavington Panther.
And North.
And North Albury Hopper, yes. And Matt Wilson sees it across the boundary line here. True centre wing on the far side.
How are the Cats going to go tonight against the Saints, Luke?
Well, it's a good question, Freaky. They're the ones I worry about when you probably should win with the Cats this season. I know one thing. Patrick Dangerfield and Jeremy Cameron will have to play out of their skins again if we're to win next 2 or 3 games, because they're having great seasons. To the half-forward flank. And now the bottom of this, Sam Hargrave, and he's taken. What about Dan Vaccaro's Hawks? Hey?
I've had to listen to it all week, mate. I wasn't going to bring it up.
Yeah, I'm sorry. This is the 6th day in a row you've had to put up with it, Freaky.
No, well, I won't talk. Just got to win tomorrow against Richmond.
Miller swings it around, inside 50. Sam Hargrave, Jorgensen. Ollie Greenhill tries to bounce one through and he gets it.
Yep.
He's got it. 91 plays 33. This is an absolute rout on the Border Carpet scoreboard. An absolute smoking, in the words of Gus McLeod.
Yeah, it certainly is. And Ollie Greenhill pops up for a goal. We've seen Dan Wortman kick a goal. Obviously, a couple of unlikely goal kickers for the Dogs. Don't really get to push forward. We've seen Ollie play a little bit more midfield minutes today, which is, Dan, probably not something that we've seen a lot of from Ollie this season.
Well, he usually does that team first sort of mentality. He usually plays that role of half-back or a tagging role, but he's gone to the midfield and injecting himself, and he's actually been really good in that midfield, and so he's a really well-deserved goal. He fights for the four quarters, Ollie, so really well-deserved.
Because he was a full-time midfielder a few years ago in there for the Dogs, and obviously he's gone back to play the unselfish role in the back line to play on the smallest defender and do the team thing.
Yep.
Josh Mathy out of the middle. Costello going back with it. Gaffney got taken off the ball.
Just held on a little bit too long there. Will Bradshaw did. He didn't actually see Gaffney lose the footy and just held on for a little bit too long.
Here's O'Brien. Jake, broadcast side. And he goes with the barrel, and he's latched onto that. That's gone about 60 to the far side. Lish going after it, and the ball's gone out of bounds. Got to send a cheerio out to our great mate, Gus McLeod, Dan Vaccaro, who's been a little crook this week.
Has been a little crook, Gussie, but no doubt he'll be listening in, so big shout out to him and our other man, Panda. He's just done a runner off the country, and he's over in Bali as well.
Yeah, good on you, Gussie. Hope you're going well, young man. And that's it. Yeah, Panda in a swimming pool in Bali, freaky.
Yeah. Don't want to think about it, Luke.
Sam Hargrave, he has a shot on goal, a ping on the sticks, and that one has gone out of bounds in the pocket here. Broadcast side at the hospital end, freaky.
We go around the grounds for Mr. Stove's pool. Well, scores are level at the John Ford Oval between Corowa and the Wodonga Raiders. 31 all there, 10 minutes into the last quarter.
Yeah, there you go. Freaky will keep us up to date with what's happening down there. Now here's Memo, short one to Yelland. Nice kick to Jorgensen. Now Gill's out on the other side. Oh, there's doggies out everywhere. Yep. Here's Venturoni. Now Miller wants it. He goes with a high ball inside 50. Two Panthers on one. Miller got a fist to it. Came out the front. Memo went over the top of it. Play goes on here. Josh Mathy hooks one around his body. That's going to fall short. And falls into the hands of Jack Driscoll.
I was going to say, really good work there by Jack Harland. He was really outnumbered there, was able to nullify the contest and just bring the ball to ground and, probably stop what was a certain goal there for the Dogs.
And net to Spina off the fringe of the square here. And then gets it to Cook, and then Cook goes with a long one. Inside 50. You've got a spectator in your road there, Dan. Playing on was Barber. Oh, it's hit the post, has it? Through for one minor score.
And obviously, Barber on debut today as well. Lukey would have been really good for the young fella to be able to kick a goal in his first game in the seniors.
That's it, Freaky. Carrying the number 1 Guernsey for the Panthers this afternoon. Harrison Barber, good on him. Here's Soroczynski again to Jorgensen. Adam back to Matt Soroczynski. Oh, nice work to get it to Miller. That was fantastic. Now here goes Tom. What can he find? Jack Mathy's calling for it. Tom goes himself. That's great football from the Wodonga Bulldogs. And Freaky, the credit has got to be paid to Matt Soroczynski.
Just to be able to keep that ball in. I think that was Premier League started this morning. Derek, you might be able to get it run at any team with that sort of foot skills. And then Tom Miller did the right thing. He also had Noah Bradshaw out in a lot of space there as well. Big Jack Driscoll wasn't sure which way to go because he had two players in front of him and just got caught a bit of no man's land, didn't know which way to go, and really well found by Tom Miller.
Here's the man who charcoal chinged us during the pre-game. Didn't turn up, Kate. Left foot. And that one knocked through by a net for one behind.
Yeah, the ball movement there by Soroczynski was second to none. He's run off the half-back all day. He's been really good. And Tommy Miller as well, just being a super threat when he goes forward. So he's had 17 disposals for the day. He's kicked 2 goals, so being one of Wodonga's better players as well, along with the rest of them, just about.
Yeah. 92 plays 34. 14-8-92 plays 5-4-34. Wodonga Bulldogs have the lead over the Lavington Panthers at John Flower Oval, Martin Park. Here's a net just outside D50 Pierce Street end. Gets it on to Jake O'Brien. He tries to curl one back into Barber. Too short for him. Noah Bradshaw just palms off Barber and then slipped over Noah. Handballs over his head, trying to find a maroon and white Guernsey. Heading towards the boundary line. Yelland sees it out on the far side.
Yeah, just obviously some tired boys out there at the moment, obviously with that rain that we've had throughout the day, just making the ball and the ground a little bit greasier at this point. We've actually been quite lucky, I'd say, Dan, with the amount of rain that we have had. Been a lot around and a lot of it has avoided us.
Yeah, we have dodged the bullet a little bit, and also a special mention to the ground staff at Wodonga because the ground's held up really well. Obviously just the middle cricket pitch part, but everything else has been superb.
Yellens received it from Bradshaw. Down the line they go. Lyons is going to fire it straight back towards centre wing, far side. Costello, here he goes, Jack, and he wants to square it up. This side to Harland. Now, Jack Harland's usually very good by foot. To Barber, good hands from the young man. As Freaky said, Harrison on debut today, and he fires one in, top of the goal square, hot spot, over the back. Corby Robertson picks up a cheapie. So they get one out the back. And the Panthers score, but too little, too late, Brad Freak.
Yeah, it certainly is. They've just been able to get a little bit of momentum in the game in the last 10 minutes or so, and yeah, they've been able to get a few goals on the board. But really good play there from the Panthers to be able to get a couple of goals in the game and finish the game out strong. We touched on at three-quarter time that the Dogs probably finished the game a little bit poorly last week against the Rovers. The Rovers were able to run over the top of them, and the Panthers are starting to look like they'll be able to do something similar today.
Yeah, sorry, Lukey. They have ran out of legs a little bit. Wodonga a bit more understandable today, obviously, with that easy win. But Lavington's main goal is going to be to try and win the quarter. They've had 5 inside 50s to 4. So Lavington want to get something out of this game. That could be it.
Dan, I don't reckon I've ever heard a crowd quieter here at Martin Park, Wodonga. So given the situation now, it's a 52-point break. So their dog is safely home. So quiet, the crowd.
It is. They're almost just soaking it up, Lukey. They're just enjoying it and watching it and seeing Wodonga win.
That's it. Jack Driscoll. Ollie Greenhill holding. Now this one's going to Jack. So he's going to move it quickly here. And he fires one in. Let's see if they can get another here, the Panthers. Hannah over the top with a defensive fist. Ended up in his hands. Probably could have been paid a mark. And now that one's been called.
Yeah, I'm not too sure if it was high or kicking in danger there. Sorry, look at the umpire. The pole in the grandstand was in the way of the umpire there, but Charlie Morrison had his head over the footy and got hit in the head, and also got his hands kicked when he was trying to pick it up. So take your choice.
Yeah, umpire signal kicking in danger, Freaky. So you're absolutely right. Ball out of bounds now. There's a person out there in a pink runner's singlet that's going to have to go and get this. So this is a crazy lead from Wodonga. Didn't see this coming. Dan, we all tipped the Bulldogs, but never, I don't think any of us saw this margin foreseeable. So at the moment at 52. Here goes Greenhill. Left foot high ball. Josh Mathy on Nelly. Now this one came up the side. Mimo back to Josh. Misses Mimo on the return. Costello comes in. Now picks it up. Now Jack, he's going to go with the short ball. That one just didn't have enough air in it. Jack again. Costello. Will Bradshaw to Mimo. Then off to Morrison. Handballs to Miller. Here come the Bulldogs again here. Pierce Street end. On to Gill. Charging in. This will be his fourth. That one's sailing through. Riley Gill has been magnificent. The Bulldogs are on a red-hot tear at John Flower Oval, Martin Park.
Yeah, just outstanding play there from the Dogs. Again, all started with that man, Charlie Morrison. Just, it's unbelievable how forward handballs can break open the game. Just a big forward handball over the top to Tommy Miller and just into a little bit of space. And then the Dogs are able to just utilise the 2v1s they had up the field. And Riley Gill was able to get on the under and kicked his fourth of the game. A little bit quieter in the second half, but still to kick 4 goals. It's been an outstanding day for him.
It has. And the one thing I love about Charlie Morrison that makes him one of the best players in the competition is he's transitioned from defensive-minded to attack is second to none. You saw it there. His defence is perfect, and then his ability to go forward is next level.
Back out to 58. Doggies up. Yeah, he's been a terrific, Gill. Good little player. So skillful. And Bob's up in the right time in those scoring chains. Ben Ashley Cooper, adjacent of the scoreboard, hooked it over his head by hand. Darcy Smith goes to ground. Wilson sees it out of bounds. In the pocket, about 30 around from goal here, Hospital End. Freaky?
Yeah, if we go around the grounds for Mr. Stove's pool world, 18 minutes gone in the last quarter between Cora and Wodonga Raiders, and Cora hit the front by a point. There's been 3 points kicked in the last quarter, all to the Cora Raleigh Glen boys.
Might even be a better day for Wodonga Bulldog supporters with that score.
Yeah, to be their first win back from recess for the Corowa Rutherglen Roos. Wouldn't it be a night and a half for the blue and white stripes up against the Wodonga Raiders? Here's a net. Right. Down to Jake O'Brien. And then scoops it, or tried to. Tom Hargrave, quick ball going in forward. Good fist from Bradshaw. That was Will. Gill again. Venturoni spins around. And Corby Robertson tears in on Gill, brings him to deck. Umpire says, you're gone. Yep. Now, that's one of those ones that I reckon it could have been paid either way, Freaky.
Yeah, it's very close, but I think the right call was made. He probably had an opportunity to get the footy out, but then, it just took him on and was able to get tackled. And, Corby Robinson lining up for, is it his third that he'll be lining up for now, Lukey?
I think I had him down for 2, but you might have a look at that, Freaky. Here's Corby. I think we'll have a look at that. But he's about 25 out, 45-degree angle here. Hospital end. And should kick it. In he comes, Corby. Talented forward player. Sent him a bit down back today, and he steers that one through. Well done. So 15-8-98 plays 7-4-46 on the Border Carpet scoreboard. We're in the final term here. Yeah. And they get another, the Panthers.
Yeah, they've definitely been better this last quarter. They're up to 8 inside 50s now to Wodonga's 5, so they win the inside 50 count in this last quarter, so they have been a little bit more competitive, but it would obviously be due to the fact that Wodonga are sort of a little bit more sore and tired as well, so it goes hand in hand, but what a display by Wodonga on the whole. If
we go around the grounds to Mr. Stokes Pool and the big game down at the Normins Oval, Albury up by 11 points there early in that last term, 66-55 over the Magpies.
So what's that mean, Freaky, as far as the scenario goes for the Albury Tigers?
Well, obviously Wodonga are going to win this game, and if Albury win that game as well, it'll still come down to next week's game between, obviously Wodonga have got North Albury, and Albury will play Myrtleford at home. If the Tigers are able to win that game next week and the Dogs happen to lose, the Tigers will be in the 5 and the Dogs will be out.
Wow. Gee whiz. Yep. Here's Barber to Sam Hargrave. Nice kick to Darcy Smith. So they're on target here for another major. The Panthers inside 50 to Barber. Rightio. Well, let's hope this young man can kick a goal on debut. Now, he's going to have to give it some damn because he'll make contact from 45 out. You're going to back Harry in?
Yeah, it's a big kick, but we've seen him sail through today most of the day, so the ball might be a little bit heavier here, but I'll back him in for distance. I'm not going to jinx him in the accuracy, though.
Yeah, let's hope he gets it, Dan. Let's hope he can really give this someone. Harrison, and we'll see the Panthers up and about if he puts this one through. So he's coming in now, and he makes contact. Will he get the distance? It's just gone through for one behind us to the right. So 98 plays 47 on the Border Carpet scoreboard. Freaky?
Yeah, if we go around the grounds to Mr. Stokes Poolwood, I'm calling it, boys. Cora Rutherglen, 38 lead, Wodonga Raiders 31. Wow. 22 minutes gone in the last quarter of that game. Raiders have kicked 4 goals in the first quarter, haven't kicked a goal since. They've only kicked 4 behinds after quarter time.
Rightio, so if you're in the area of John Ford Oval, jump in your chariot and get down there. Just get the heck down there if you're a Roos supporter, because it'll be one belter of a night down Vicaro.
Absolutely it will be. Might have to head down there.
Oh, yeah, the jukebox will be rocking down there. I'll get the glow sticks out of the freezer.
Jeez, you're showing your age, the jukebox.
They'll be rolling,
how's that?
Rolling through the bottle-o. My goodness. Will Bradshaw to Josh Mathy. 98 plays 47 here. Doggies up. Border Carpet scoreboard. Miller onto Noel Bradshaw. And a left foot towards true centre half forward. This one getting out the back. Oh, Charlie Morrison on to Gill. He's going for 5. It is 5. It's a handful to Riley Gill. What a day for him, Freaky.
Yeah, certainly is. He's making a late charge for the Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. Young Riley Gill's kicked the 5 goals today. He's been outstanding for him, playing up and down the wing. He's had an outstanding game. Just been able to bob up at the right time and kick a goal when needed.
No, he's been fantastic today. He's definitely going to feature in the MVP votes, I can give you that. But yeah, no, fantastic display for him. And he's just been in the right place at the right time, but his finishing's just been exquisite. He's kicked some really good goals, but his goal kicking has just been second to none.
Again, sorry, Lukey, around the grounds to Mr. Stokes Pool, and Albury Tigers out to a 17-point lead against the Wangaratta Magpies, 72-55.
Another twist in this tail, Lukey.
Yeah. What a season, eh? In 2024 in the O&M. There goes Hannah, the big sweeping one, out of the ruck. We've gone 21 in the final turn, thanks to NZ. 104 plays 47, maroon and white. well and truly home. Will Bradshaw turns it over to Hannah. Here goes Oscar Lyons, and he has it bounce in the wet, retrieves it back, sends it forward here, Hospital End. Good contest between Andrews and Jake O'Brien. And Jake goes again. Aiden Cook pops one up, turns it over to Venturoni. O'Brien joins the contest. There's Andrews to Wilson. Comes out the side. Josh Mathy about to scoop on it. Taps it out to the advantage of Riley Gill, who's kicked 5 goals. If you've just joined us, there's Darcy Smith, spun around and tackled by Mimo. And then going to ground, Manor, umpire to take control.
Still pretty good contest by both teams out there, considering the state of the game and how long this game has gone. It's just really, really good team, both effort and fight from both sides.
But the women's grand finals on tomorrow too.
I'll be with you there, Lukey.
Yeah, dear, we'll be there. It's going to be a big day, isn't it? Got 3 grades. Ball adjacent to the scoreboard. Now, it's come out. Tom Hargrave, quick kick, ends up in Yellen's hands. He's brought down. Umpire to ball it up. 30 out from goal at the Hospital End.
Yeah, Roos are home, guys, around the grounds for Mr. Stoves Pool. We're 44-31 in that game, and there's 25 minutes gone in that. So Corowa are going to get their first win since coming back into the Ovens and Murray.
Huge. Oh, yeah, they'll be cutting some angles on the parquetry tonight. Here's Darcy Smith. High ball. That one heading out of bounds. Yep. Finds the chalk down out in the full.
Out in the full, and Matt Wilson will take that in. He's another one that's had a fantastic day. 21 disposals, coming up for his 22nd now. So he's been another one, and he really set the tone that first half too.
Gee, what did he? Absolutely cranking the Roos tonight.
What a kick.
Ollie Greenhill to Noel Bradshaw, the true centre half back here, the maroon and white. Here's Will Bradshaw. He took off over his head to Jack Mathy. Lears tried to get him. Jack plays on inside 50. Good mark from Spina going back. Charlie Morrison was coming at him, but Spina hung onto the footy and he gets a 50, Freaky.
Yeah, I was just looking at Charlie Morrison playing down at full forward. They've obviously swung the magnets around. Dan Wortman and Ollie Greenhill kick goals. Charlie's down there to give himself a chance.
Tom Hargrave. And then sends it in. Ball's gone out of bounds.
On a serious note on that as well, that's a kick in the guts almost. Like Lavington will be looking at that going, wow, they are doing it that comfortably. That they're our best fullback, one of the best fullbacks in the league, and their captain has just decided to go up forward because he wants to get in on the act.
Yeah.
So that's a real kick in the guts to Lavy. They won't like it, and dogs are rubbing salt into the wound.
What would that be for? What would that be for?
Well, the game's over and he's trying to get a goal.
Do you think so?
I think so, yeah. Well, he's not injured.
Yeah, I'm just wondering whether
they're not going to make a tactical change now. Like, it's 70 points.
Well, I'm wondering whether they're giving a rest up forward.
Well, probably a rest more so than anything, but that goes hand in hand with
with what you're saying too.
Yeah,
Dan.
They can afford to give him a rest by just throwing him forward.
Yeah, and as you said, it is an insult in that manner. Yep, 104-47.
I guess the flip side of all of that is that it does give the coaching staff of the Dogs the opportunity to have a look at a 10, 15, 20-minute period that if they happen to lose Charlie within a game, what their backline can look like next week, and then hope potentially for the Wodonga Bulldogs into finals as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, now you've got it, Freaky. I reckon you've nailed it there. It's a plan B or C, isn't it? That they're trying to work out or formulate.
But testing out a plan B or C speaks volumes of the competition they're playing.
And here he goes, Charlie. So that's him on true centre wing. It's great delivery to Nugent. Then on to Josh Mathy. Here go the Doggies. Josh unloads on goal, vacant goal square. Lears getting back and just rushes it through. So 105 plays 47. The Wodonga Bulldogs lead the Lavington Panthers. Round 17 action, 1494 2AY, and that was on the Border Carpet scoreboard.
If we go around the grounds for Mr. Stove's Pool World, Wayne Garratta only down by 6 points now against the Albury Tigers, 67-73 at the Norm Minns Oval.
Yeah, Oscar Lyons, he's been good today, I reckon, for the Panthers, one of their best. Short to Harland, 20-metre kick to a net. So they're on the paint, a defensive 50. Truce and a half back to Costello. He's been great. He can hold his head high, this young man, Jack. And right out wide.
Good kick.
To Clemson. Here goes Caleb. Right foot inside 50. Osterhoff, well done from Connor Brodie. Just getting the fist in at the right time, Freaky.
Yeah, it certainly was. Just really good work there from Connor Brodie. And that might be one of the moves they're looking at coming in the next couple of weeks if they happen to not have Charlie in the side for whatever reason.
We've gone 26 minutes in the final turn, thanks to NZ. Now, we'll go around the Stoves shortly, Freaky. We might grab a Hume League score because we're trying to Well, it was the Lockhart Demons versus Holbrook, and they were playing off a second spot.
Go around the stoves. I don't mind that, Lukey.
I like it.
If we go in the Hume League, Holbrook have won that game by 14 points. So the Brookers have sewn up second spot in the Hume League, which will mean that they get the double chance.
Yeah. Ben Ashley Cooper's taken a mark. Inside 50, 40 out. Hospital end. So this is where Harrison Barber had a shot from a few moments ago and put it through for one minor score. Ben Ashley Cooper, virtually in the same spot, I reckon, Dan.
Yeah, he'll be lined up from about 40 out. Yeah, almost directly in front.
Here goes Ben. Always tries his heart out for his Panthers, and that one is the exact same story as Harrison Barber's, through for one behind on the same side.
If we go around the grounds again for Mr. Stokes Pool, a 13-point lead for Albury now in that game. Still plenty of time left in that game, only 14 minutes gone in the last quarter. In the other games, Wangara Rovers too good for Myrtleford at the moment, 80 lead 31, and Yarrawonga up by 40 points over North Albury, 102 to 62 in that game.
And the Wodonga Bulldogs have been fantastic here this afternoon. Just wonderful.
I think there's only one man we could probably go to for Anytime Fitness Player of the Day, I would have thought today. Boys?
Charlie.
Well, leave it up to you.
Yeah.
Riley Gill's been great, but yeah, Charlie Morrison's by far been the best player on the
Carro's
ground.
trying to get him home, and I reckon he will. So Riley Gill's kicked 5 majors, 5 sausage rolls, but Charlie Morrison has been out of this world this afternoon. Inside 50. Again at the hospital end here. Osterhoff to O'Brien. Jake, right foot, gets it to the top of the goal square. Darcy Smith, one crack at it. Coming in Aidan Cook, bursts away, right foot snap around his body and comes to this side and goes through for one minor score.
Really good pick up there from Aidan Cook. He's not a small fella, just to get that down nice and low this late in the game. Pick it up and almost snap a really nice goal. That's really impressive work below your knees.
Final turn brought to you by Mac Jack Sheds. Great sponsors of O&M Live. Make sure you stick with us for the last round next week as we head into finals. How big is it going to be? So exciting. Here's Johnson. Gets it away to Noel Bradshaw. And then try to work one to O'Neill. Darcy Smith tapped it along the ground. Doggies pick it up though. Johnson. Costello after him. Noel Bradshaw to O'Neill. Faines goes back inside. Got around Darcy Smith. Up the line to Jack Mayfield. It's good footy, Freaky, wasn't it?
Yeah, just really good play to get around his play. And just a really nice kick. Had to be centimetre perfect, that one. And yeah, it was outstanding.
We're close to siren time here at John Flower Oval, Martin Park on a Saturday afternoon. Doggies have just been super. Absolutely unreal today. As they shifted up the line here towards the arc of the 50. Oh, through the hands of Charlie Morrison. Will that lose him the trophy, Dan?
No.
And net onto Spina, I agree. There's Jono to Cook. True centre wing, broadcast side. Now let's have a look. Goes out wide to Jake O'Brien. Jake, he's got to try and spot up a target inside 50 here. He's calling for someone to come at him. And back to Cook. That was nicely worked in the end.
Yeah, good play there from the Panthers just to be able to find the open man. And, you know, obviously the scoreboard isn't what they want today, the Panthers, but they have really fought out this last quarter, which is really would be pleasing for their coaching staff. But obviously, as we've touched on a few times, probably a little bit too late for the Panthers today.
And the Wodonga Bulldogs have been far too good this afternoon. 16-9, 105. And it's a question of the margin now because Aidan Cook's about to have a shot here from right on the 50 paint at the hospital end. And that one will creep through for one behind. So the final score here, John Flower Oval, Martin Park, 16-9, 105. The Doggies get home to the Lavington Panthers, 7-8, 50. Dan, too good.
Oh, too good. It was as I think I said earlier, it was a statement from Wodonga Bulldogs. That was a fantastic display. They were faultless all day. I know they gave up a little bit in the last quarter, but they were home and hosed. They went into second gear. They were throwing magnets around like they were sort of almost toying with them in a cruel way to say it, Lukey. But they were fantastic today, Wodonga. All their players stood up. It was a really even performance. I thought Charlie Morrison was by far the best player on the ground, but apart from that, there were so many even players. Matt Wilson really set the tone. Your normal offenders, Noah Bradshaw, Josh Mathy in that last quarter. He had 10 disposals in that last quarter, so he didn't stop.
10 in the final turn.
In the final turn, so he finished with 28 as well, Mathy. So they just had a fantastic day, Wodonga, and they really just soaked it in. They were fantastic, but it doesn't stop there. We talk about the turns and the ebbs and flows of this season. They've got to win next week. So next week's an elimination final because Albury are back into contention, of course, if they win today. So it's huge. It's a huge result for Wodonga.
Yeah, the home and away season going right down to the wire. Now, Freaky is down there on ground level.
Now, man, he goes to Charlie.
There he goes. Look at him strutting out, Freaky. You can hear us.
Yeah, I can, boys. There's a strut.
Now, Freaky, we know who you're heading to.
Just trying to find him, boys.
Yeah,
Don't try and play it down.
Where is that man? Charlie Morrison. Here he comes. He's heading over towards the great Brad Freak. Right now, we'll throw down here, Freaky. Away you go with Charlie Morrison.
Yeah, boys, down here with Charlie Morrison, an Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. Charlie, you must be really pleased with the team's performance today.
Yeah, really, really pleased, mate. We knew that we were going to be tough, and we tried to work on our first quarter performance, which really showed for the rest of the game, I reckon.
And just I thought throughout the day, your speed, your hit contest throughout the day was first class. Is that something that you guys talked about that you really wanted to emphasise this week?
Definitely. Our Thursday night and Tuesday night drills were solely focused on those sort of stuff. So yeah, it was really good to see it. Shine.
And young Riley Gill kicking 5 goals today. It's good to see these young fellas keep coming through each week.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It just shows our depth of the players coming through. I'm sure he'll let me know about it after a few beers tonight. So fantastic.
Yeah, too easy, Charlie. Thank you very much. Our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day.
It's a good way to bounce back, Dan, isn't it? I mean, last week the Rovers really got a hold of the Bulldogs right here on their home deck, and they would have been smarting after that. Well, Charlie just alluding to the fact that they really put the work in during the week, a strong focus on getting back to what they do, and they've come away to a great win here today, emphatic.
Yeah, and that's amazing that Brad brought that up and Charlie Morrison was able to identify. That means it was so obvious in their game plan that what they trained for during the week was executed on game day, because we saw it up in the box, the fact they were hitting the contest as hard as possible, and then Charlie after the game going, yep, that's exactly what we did on Thursday night. We trained for it and we executed it today. So not only are these guys skillful, they're listening and they're taking in, and all their young players are as well. So looking really good for Wodonga, and you take into account the amount of players they have out for the rest of the season. It's a huge win for them, and it's definitely hats off to Twitty and his coaching staff, because they're just doing a fantastic job with limited access to their best players, and it showed today.
You're right about that, Dan Vaccaro. Rightio. Now, Brad Freak is heading into the kennel here. We're about to go downstairs.
Should be getting rowdy in there tonight, I reckon, Lukey.
Oh, yeah. And it'll be pretty rowdy at John Ford Oval too. Don't worry about that in Corowa, because we understand the Roos will get home. But we're about to go downstairs here and catch the Doggy Song live in the sheds. And they won today 16-9-105 to 7-8-50 over the Lavington Panthers. And we're just about to go here, Dan. I wonder if we got the final score of the siren. Has it gone at John? Here we go. Just losing the song downstairs. There we go, and Charlie Morrison taking out our Anytime Fitness Player of the Day. We'll get to a break here from John Flower Oval, Martin Park. And remember, on O&M Live, you will not miss a thing.
What's your future?
Ground Up Building Products. All your building needs from the ground up.
Maybe caring for animals through veterinary science. With GoTAFE by your side, you can make it happen. From agriculture, hospitality, health and wellbeing, trades and education, to hair and beauty or creative, learn real skills for real jobs and careers right now. With GoTAFE, you've got this. Search GoTAFE today.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Adroit Insurance and Risk, your local insurance advisor, able to tailor insurance programs to support your business.
And we're proud to support our local community.
.0% alcohol. This changes everything.
Rewrite the rules. Carlton Zero.
At 2AY, we're your home of live sport. Every weekend we bring you the best live broadcasts of the Ovens and Murray football and netball. Listen this weekend on your radio or the 2AY app.
Pain or injury can stop you from living life to the fullest. Wodonga Private Hospital specialises in advanced orthopaedic services and offers a full range of care from diagnosis to surgery and rehabilitation. Get back to the life you love with our support.
Half price until half time is on in the locker room. Watch Friday night AFL footy action live on our big screen and get half price selected beers until half time. On now in the locker room at the SS&A.
The Ovens and Murray Football League is proudly sponsored by Opal. Thinking packaging? Discover Opal.